Hi, friends. Oh, it's a Tuesday, baby. It must always be a Tuesday around her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I should probably do. Put my headphones in.
Yeah, that might work.
I literally just didn't even think to put them in because I'm stupid.
I went to my boss this morning.
Are you new here?
Yes.
Yish. I went to my boss this morning and I told him that Penn State has contacted my agent about my availability, potentially using that as a chance for a free little bump. And boss man Cooley looked at me. He said, "Dude, take it."
Yeah. Which it's funny. It shows the
Dude,
difference.
take
It shows the difference between two of us. You were like, "I'm going to take the Penn State coaching job," and I was like, "Hey, Cooley, if you buy me out for $48 million, I will go away." And he's like, I would take that too.
You know, as cool as $48 million would be, I'd take a crack at Penn State. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Why not?
I mean, I think somebody put in the YouTube the other day. I think I'd rather have Danny be the athletic director at Oregon State right now. So, you know.
Yeah, I love when people say it should be Sprague.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Look, I'm not saying I want, nor would I be good at that job. Sprague would be much better than me.
Look, I don't even know how to run a football practice, but, you know, I feel like I would just get really nice assistants around me and be like, all right, guys, go run practice. I'm going to go get a beer. But I'll be back when, let me know when drills are done, and I'll be ready to go on this. I think that could work out. You'd be a real players coach.
Go into practice and.
Oh yeah, we'd
All
have.
right, here we go.
Oh yeah, we'd have coolers all over the place.
This would be pretty much my the totality of my head coachingness.
Run the ball.
There you go.
Not in any particular direction, just run it.
What are we doing today? Run the ball. The ball. Pow.
Yeah. It's fun times.
Fun times.
I do love it.
I grabbed my coffee this morning at my local barista spot across the street, and I was chatting with the baristas. They were telling me about how one of their coworkers, because we were having this conversation, every time I walk in there, I feel like Billy Joel is playing. And again, today, My
Could
Life.
be worse.
My Life by Billy Joel was playing. Great song. And so I mentioned it again, and they were talking about, the owner there was talking about how one of his baristas only likes music that nobody's heard of. And he chimed in with, if it has over 1,000 listeners, I don't listen to it. So we were like having fun with that. They were telling me they have a coworker, another barista there who I'm familiar with, that he is just now getting into music in his mid-20s. Like he's never been a music person. And now he's getting into it.
Okay.
Which led me to the question, where the hell do you start?
Are these the most pretentious people on the face of the planet?
No, they're all really nice people. I promise you, they're really, really nice people.
you just told me
in your car when you're driving
Not
around.
only that, you just told me somebody who doesn't listen to music that more than 1,000 people listen to, and another guy who's just getting into music.
Well, that was a joke about the 1,000 listeners. We were joking about that.
Yeah, I know. But was it really?
Yeah, it was a joke.
Was it really?
It was a joke.
Okay, so 5,000 listeners?
That's not very nice. They're nice people, Danny.
I know! You can be nice and pretentious.
But there are a ton of people that do not listen to music. There are a ton of people that don't listen to music, and I find that amazing.
I don't want to know those people.
But now I'm fascinated about this guy who's getting into music. Where do you start? Are you like 80s metal, jump right into it? Are you more of a late 60s soul guy? You start at the basics and 40s jazz? Like, you know, and he said, then he told me the other day the guy was listening to One Direction. And I was like, you went 2010s kid music.
There you go.
Interesting. Interesting thought.
It'd be great if he just turned into a scat man.
Yep.
Mel Torme.
Yeah. I mean, or, you know, you just like dive straight into Fish. That'd be a weird spot to go.
Hey man, I got some Fish friends, and they it is the kinder, gentler, more likable version of Grateful Dead fans. Sorry.
I might disagree. I think I like Deadheads more than Fish kids.
I in my life, all of the Fish people that I know, they creep me out less.
I think a good place to start might be late 80s hip hop before gangster rap comes in, and we're like heavy sampling. So you're going to get hooks of songs, you know, building a genre, kind of creating something. That could be a nice place to start.
God, who was it? Was it Hannibal Buress? Or
Some like Public Enemy, Bloodhound Gang, you know, something like
it was
that.
somebody
Beastie.
it was somebody with T-Pain. I can't remember who it was.
You don't like Beastie Boys, do you?
It's not a not like. I'm ambivalent.
Okay, I'm just going to pass.
Yeah. It's like culturally, I get down with it. You know what I mean? Like how impactful it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the difference between the Beatles and the Beastie Boys for me. culturally, I don't give a damn about the Beatles. The music irritates the hell out of me. I understand the
I
impact.
think you're listening to the wrong Beatles, my friend.
No, I've listened to plenty, and it makes me grind my teeth. I don't like it. His voice.
She's got a ticket to ride.
No, I hate his voice.
Who? There's 3 of them that
Yeah,
sing.
all of them.
Well, 4, I guess, technically.
Yeah, all of their voices. I do not like them at all. There's not a more
Guy
popular.
hates Paul McCartney. Who hates Paul McCartney?
This guy. Funny story. Met him at another.
You've met Macca? Dude, he's my hero.
He came through another radio station when I was making an appearance 10 years ago.
He is a giant hero of
And
mine.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, I don't care.
Real Paul McCartney and dead Paul McCartney. Like, I love both of them.
Yeah, I just not my jam. Not one bit.
I seriously just want to know. I'm trying to rack my brain. I like starting with hip hop. I think hip hop would be a great place to start, especially because as you evolve and you get into like, once you start getting into like Dre and then Nas and then like Outkast comes around and then you get like that pop rap in the late 90s with like Ja Rule and like those dudes. But then Jay-Z comes around and Marshall comes around and that could be a fun little ride.
Yeah, no, before I went off that whole squirrel tangent, there was somebody on that was on with T-Pain. They were talking about like the history of hip hop and they was like, he started doing like a late 80s like hip hop like Scooba Boo Bop, Beep Bop a Doobie Doo. And I kind of went with the Rapper's Delight. And it was just like, he was just making it up as go. It was just all gibberish. And I was like, wow, that actually did sound exactly like a song from the 80s.
You could also
I should probably say early 80s.
Probably also get into like Robert Johnson, that old Delta blues stuff, you know, of him selling his soul to the devil to be able to play the guitar, and then you move up to like Chuck Berry, and then you get to the Stones, and boom, you're in Led Zeppelin, and now you're in rock and roll.
Yeah, I say just throw them straight into metal.
That's what I wonder. Like, what if that's that's a genre that never really talks to me. So it would be fascinating for somebody learning music for the first time. That's like, that's it. I love this.
Doesn't talk to me either. It screams at me.
I'll just go
I
this way.
love this. This gets my heart going.
I'll go this way. Did you watch Stranger Things?
I saw the first 2 seasons.
Okay, so you didn't see the most recent season when Master of Puppets just took over the planet.
That is a Metallica song.
Yes.
And album name.
Yes.
Nice. Go me.
But like, it was
controversial. Don't like Metallica.
Oh,
out.
That's tough.
Out.
It was very cool and also very like, oh crap, I'm old, to watch Master of Puppets, a song that we played before every single game in high school football. Like that was
like the band played?
No, like in the locker room.
On CD?
Oh yeah.
On a boombox?
Oh yeah. We had with the
You should have to also learn the technology of the time. Like
right?
if you start in the 80s, you need a tape deck, and then after like 5 years you get a CD player.
We had the box speakers hooked up with the spliced heavy gauge wire with a little push button in the back.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. I had that on top of the lockers, but I remember we would have Master of Puppets, and then we came out to Sanitarium. We came out the tunnels of Sanitarium every game. But
it's so funny. We were all hip hop.
God, it's just so good.
What, the power chords?
You really don't.
All
like
I
this?
hear is power chords.
You really don't like this?
Pow, bam, 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 bam. I'm good.
That's not power chords.
I'm good.
It's not power chords.
Nah, when it comes to like real rock and roll, dude, I listen to like The Who, the live Who from like 70, 71. That ass bangs, dude.
No, there's no banging there.
That ass bangs.
No, there's no banging there. That bangs.
My cousin didn't like music growing up. His first song he liked was "We Didn't Start the Fire," and we listened to that way more than any human should. Hell yeah, Billy Joel!
But it was really cool watching the kids be like, "This rules."
I'm dealing with my children learning music. My youngest, Bubba, he is into Nancy Sinatra.
Okay.
Well, he's boots, man.
Okay.
Bang bang.
Okay.
The middle one, Miss Claire, she is all about the Swifties. She lives in the Swiftie universe. And then
She's one in a billion.
And then my oldest, she her new favorite band is the Smiths. So welcome to a 13-year-old girl in middle school who has found Morrissey and that crew and is into it.
I turned on my 8th grade daughter to stuff like
Johnny Marr.
like mid to late 90s, like alternative female led bands like Hole.
I know. I thought
Veruca
she would
Salt,
get.
L7.
I thought she would get into that too. And she's
Little Amy Winehouse.
yeah. But she loves Mathers. She's all
Okay.
about Marshall Mathers. I tried to get her into Outkast. She wasn't really feeling it, which really broke my heart.
I remember coming home in elementary
She
school.
told me her favorite rap song is "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac, and I said
mean-
that is an inappropriate song for a 13-year-old to listen to. I can hear the first words in my head right now,
It's fantastic.
and none of them I can say on the
There
air.
you go. I remember coming home from elementary school and telling my mom I found this new awesome band called Aerosmith.
Mm.
Do you know who they are?
Do I?
No. That was
Oh.
the question that I asked. And my mom hit me with, "Oh, you sweet summer child," because it was,
Well, because the first song they probably heard was from the Armageddon soundtrack.
yeah, right. No,
Banger of a song.
Well-
Not gonna lie, '90s banger.
the first song I ever heard was the Run DMC.
Walk
Walk
This
This Way.
Yep.
That was the first one I ever heard, and I was like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, I think for me it was.
That's why I was thinking hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it was the Walk This Way or Dude Looks Like a Lady.
Yeah. But yeah, I just remember. I remember that memory very vividly of getting in the car and being so excited to tell my parents about this new cool band that I found.
Oakley dokley. Well, we got a lot to get to today. It's a Tuesday. That means free consultation at 12:15. Get those questions in. Anything you need advice on, how your weekend was, how to lick your wounds, how to ride your bike in the rain with no clothes on, or what you think about my new haircut. I don't know. Whatever you want. Free consultation. We'll do that at 12:15. We have Web Gems at 11:45. There's a lot to get into that was left over from yesterday. Ton of NFL today for you NFL honks out there. And then a little bit of baseball. Would you lean into it? Asking somebody that is a lot different when you put it in perspective. But we'll start something that we didn't get to yesterday because there was a lot more local pressing news. Blazers beat the Kings over the weekend in preseason basketball. Are we feeling the Yong Bong, guys? Are we full in on the Yong Bong?
Tell you what, that arena did.
That arena was eating it up. W's, eating dubs.
No.
We'll do Blazers preseason next. This is Portland Sports Leader 105.1 The Fan.
Higgy with it.
10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326. That's the fan text line. She lets you interact with us throughout the entire day. Shout out to the youtube.com/1051. The fan crowd as well. Join the chat. We're having fun over there. My kids are 6 and 4, and I don't know if I'm proud of this. Yes, I'm proud, but they know far too many Kendrick Lamar songs. He's my fave, and hearing A minor from the back seat is so fantastic.
I love that. Love that.
Yeah,
That's absolutely perfect.
Another one, my kid loves the Trolls version of Crazy Train, but can't get her to say anything nice about Ozzy. That's the flip side of it all, man. That's the complete flip side of it all. I love that song. You're like, oh, really? Check out the original. Like, no.
You know,
I do that with my oldest in hip-hop songs. I'm like, oh, you like that? Try this Parliament song. And she's like, I don't like this. I'm like, oh, man, it's better.
and it's the second time today already mentioning T-Pain. T-Pain did a cover of Crazy Train.
It's great.
And
He's amazing.
Ozzy said it's the best cover anybody's ever done.
He's amazing, and I don't think enough people give T-Pain enough credit. I think he was an easy butt of a joke.
Because he was the original auto-tune
Because the
guy.
auto-tune, but like the man can actually sing.
Oh, no.
He's
So
actually fantastic.
I was an auto-tune. T-Pain is not that good guy. And I remember the first time I heard him sing a clean mic, and my jaw hit the floor, and I went, oh, he's dumb good.
See, I'm okay with auto-tune. Like, I was a big Zapp and Roger guy back in the day, so it's like they give me some
What
of
did
that.
you say?
Zapp and Roger.
It sounded like you cussed at me.
Do you know the beginning of California Love when it says California? That's like an auto-tune type filter. I'm cool with that. It's when you use auto-tune to make Britney sound like she can sing when she absolutely can't sing.
The pitch balance.
That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like.
That's that. I'm there with you.
A lot to get to this hour. Baker doing Baker things. Boy, Danny, I know your pants going to get real tight when we start talking Baker over there.
Man, I've been riding that Baker
I
train
know
for
you
a
have.
while now.
I know you have. Plus, I want to get into life in the NFC North. We're a little heavy football today, but I do want to start with your Portland Trailblazers. Another game in the books, a different starting lineup, not to take too much credit in that. Don't look into that, Danny.
No.
Don't look into that. But our takeaways from that game, kind of polar opposite from the first game in the sense that Shaden was pretty rough in the first half, but kind of, I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know anything about this, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say he might have got a swift talking to in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, I asked Chauncey about that in the press conference. I was like, hey, did you have a conversation with Shaden at halftime? Because I'll be honest, I thought Shaden was god-awful in the first half, and not in the sense of like the box score stuff. He has a legitimate chance to go steal a starting lineup spot, to take it, to snatch it.
Sure.
And he went out there and just walked through it, and I was just like, it pissed me off.
Yeah.
To be honest, it pissed me off because it's not a can a guy do it. He's got the talent, he's got the skill, but instead of going out there, he went out there and Andrew Wiggins this thing. In the sense of like, yeah, you're really good, you're hyper talented, you're dumb athletic. Go get the damn thing and stop walking through it. I don't care if it's preseason. Do you want to start or not, dog?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with Shaden, and we talked about him last week with the contract rumors and stuff. I love how defiant he was in that clip of them asking about it. But I mean, it's the thing. I don't want to say it's the biggest thing that lies on this team this year, but it is a huge factor. Yeah. Look, we kind of know. We know what we're going to get from Kamara. We know what we're going to get from Denny. Do those guys take a step forward? Mm-hmm. That's part of that thought. But a lot of our contingency here in how we feel about this team going forward, and honestly, how a Tom Dundon's going to look at the team going forward is the play of Shaden Sharp. Flip that on its head. Jeremy Grant, obviously not great from three, but
I thought Jeremy was really good.
Bringing him off this might be the argument why Jeremy Grant comes off the bench, because it makes him hungry. Can you live in that world? I know you're a Jeremy Grant starting guy.
No, I don't think it was because he came off the bench necessarily. I think because two ended up getting hurt. Mm-hmm. He dinged his knee, and it sounds like he's going to go tonight, but that just kind of threw everything out because two only ended up playing, was it 14 minutes? Yeah, 14 minutes on the dot. So, but I thought Jeremy was good, other than the missed threes. And I here's the thing which, as it pertains to Shaden too. I don't care about makes and misses in the sense of it's how are you attacking the game?
What do the looks look like?
Yeah, like what are you like? There was one play from Shaden because everybody's like thinks I hate Shaden. I don't. I just have high expectations for him because he is that talented. He got a switch on Sabonis, and in the past he's gotten that switch, dribbled it back out, looked at it, and given the ball up. And I'm like, no. Absolutely not. Cook him, fry him, bake him, fricassee him, go at him. And this time, he pulled it back out, went back at him. He kind of lost the handle a little bit, but instead of giving it up, he's like, I got this. And he just pulls up to an 18-footer and just buries it. And I was like, I don't care about the analytics of that. That's the mentality I want you to have. Good. Awesome. And then the rest of the half, there was nothing out of him with any kind of aggression. I was like, meanwhile, Jeremy, he only got into the night with 4 rebounds, right? Yeah. 3 of them were offensive, and all 3 led to him. 2 of them were putbacks, and one of them led to another shot from him.
I know, and it's tough for me. Like this is where I need to evolve in modern day NBA. I had this problem honestly with LaMarcus his entire career in Portland. When you play the 4, I want more numbers. I want more rebound numbers.
Well, LaMarcus was a good rebounder.
I wanted him to average over 10 though.
Yeah, because he was right
That's
at that
what
number.
it was, and it was like always like I felt if you could give me 1 more board a game, 2 more boards a game, that would really get your size, your athleticism. And so even though LaMarcus and Jeremy are different players and different size, that 4 position, and maybe it's just I grew up watching too much Tim Duncan. I don't know what it is.
It's the Karl Malone of it all, the Dennis Rodman. Like
I just want you there crashing at all times. But to your point, those rebounds were crucial, and that is the biggest point of rebounds.
I mean, he did have 2 seasons where he averaged 23 and 10. LaMarcus.
Yeah.
Like, so capable of doing it, certainly. But I get what you're saying. Jeremy's never really been a great rebounder. Coming out of college, that just wasn't. He also wasn't a 3-point shooter. He was a 3-and-D guy. And despite him missing threes, like I don't worry about him shooting the 3 ball. He's going to be fine. He's over the last 5 years, he's been totally fine from 3.
It's that veteran conversation of guys are getting used to it. We're not too worried about it.
Yeah. And for him, though, the thing that I like to see is where he struggled last year was from 2. He shot 37% from 2 last year. It was a train wreck. He was finishing everything around the rim. It was like, oh, okay. Like there we go, JG. That like if you're gonna have that space to operate and you're gonna finish through contact again and find a way to be productive in and around the rim and in the paint, that's what you need to do.
I'm gonna ask you a quick question here. Because we got a lot to get to. I don't want to spend too much time on Blazers. We'll get to more once the season starts.
Well, we have to get to the one major storyline out of this.
I was going to ask you about the Yongbong. Is that it?
Yes.
Is the Yongbong like Nurk Fever style?
Yes.
Or is the Yongbong like Cooper Flag syndrome?
No, because
when we talk NBA, like nothing gets me going right now more than Cooper Flag.
No, I mean, Flag's a different demon. I've been riding that dragon for 2.5 years. I've never been more sure of a prospect in my life outside of Wemby. But Young, he was a little slow to start the first half, but then he found his rhythm. And Denny grabs and goes right hand behind the back twice in the open court. And I was like, okay, Denny. And then he just shovels it over to Young in the corner. So for spacing purposes, it's going to get a little weird here. You typically don't see bigs in the corner. If they're going to shoot threes, they're usually above the break. Why? Because they got to track back 90-plus feet to get back to the rim. And Young is not a guy who's real fleet of foot.
Those few steps save you a lot.
They do. That's why you typically see bigs take above the break threes, because that pick and pop action, and defensively they have to cover 30 less feet. But he hits this corner 3, and he said after the game, my hand was shaking. Like he was like,
Ooh.
Comes down the next possession, bang, another 3. Place goes nuts. I mean, bonkers. I think it was 2 possessions later, secondary transition, catches it, hits the little Euro shuffle, bodies up, should have got an and 1, finishes through contact. I was like, damn. 2 plays later, gets it on the post, just hits the behind the back, spin, step through, up and under finish, and the place erupts. He has 12 points in the third quarter, and you're just like, and then a little bit later in the quarter, he's on the deep right block, and Shaden back cuts, and I go, there it is. As it's happening, I can see it coming. Throws the little drop pass behind the back, bounce pass to Shaden for the dunk, and I was like, that's it. And they found a way to unlock him. He's gonna that is what you're gonna see this season. Not 12 points in a quarter, but you're gonna see these little flashes where you're just like, oh, there it is.
That's why I'm hoping Young has enough in these last preseason games. There's one tonight, and then when's the other one? Friday? I had the schedule up. I'm an idiot right now.
Thursday. No, it's Thursday. They play at Utah on Thursday.
Couple games left in preseason. I want to see Young show enough to make the team.
I mean, he is.
and not be
No, he's the backup big when Rob's not
Okay,
healthy. Like,
great.
That's what's going to happen.
great. I don't want to send him, to the G League,
Now here,
whatever we call it these
yeah,
days.
the remix. And here's the thing: if Rob comes back and is totally healthy, which I mean,
Who knows? Let's hope.
God,
Great player if he
God,
is.
God, I love him so much.
Great player if he is.
But if that happens, and let's say WAP just like becomes incredibly valuable, and Young can't find minutes, then they'll send him down to the remix just to give him minutes because that's
Sure.
what he needs. But as it stands right now, he's going to get probably 16 to 18 minutes a night. Like
love it.
that's where he's at. So. And there's going to be nights where things don't go well for him. Like big man is the hardest position in the NBA to learn. You just have so many responsibilities, and the change from college or international to come to the NBA is just so different. I will say this though, man, his press conferences are so much fun because he is so brutally honest.
That's great.
He had I'm summarizing here. It's like he felt like he let his teammates down in his first game, and he just wanted to get out there and let them know that they didn't have to worry about that. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
And the last thing I'll say about that too, on a team for some of us casuals out here that, we're aware of what this team is expected to do this year, and there's not a lot of. We're looking at growth that might not translate to wins.
Mhm.
So give me a reason to get into the arena and watch on TV.
Oh, they're going to be exciting.
So I mean, Young adds that.
Yeah, and I will say they had 31 total free throws in the first quarter between both teams. It was brutal. It was almost a 40-minute long, like, actual time first quarter.
Dude, we should have a conversation about which refs drive you more crazy, basketball or baseball.
Basketball. It's not close.
It's all over the
It's
place.
not close. And the thing was, it was a veteran crew.
Yeah.
It was Cortland and Billy Kennedy, and they were just blowing the whistle left, right, and center. It was
All right.
disgusting.
Well, you got Blazers tonight. Blazers playing the Warriors at 7. Danny will be there.
I will.
Be there in the house.
And you guys can watch the game on TV tonight. It wasn't on TV because they were doing the rehearsal thing for all of the stuff. So
Well, I broke down and I have Blazers Edge.
Blazer Vision.
Blazer Vision.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Blazers Edge is where I started.
Oh, that's right.
There you
That's
go.
where you used to be.
Mhm.
One of these days I'll
There you
get it
go.
right, buddy.
You'll get there.
All right, when we come back, Baker doing Baker things. We'll switch over to the NFL. A lot of stuff to get to from the weekend in the NFL, as it always delivers, as it always does. But first, we'll toss it to Russ with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Mariners continue their hot streak. Julio Rodriguez got it all started early with a first inning 3-run bomb. The Blue Jays came back to tie it at 3, but Jorge Polanco, he's coming up big again. A 3-run shot of his own in the 5th. The M's didn't look back. 10-3 winners, taking a 2-0 series lead to Seattle for Game 3 on Wednesday. The Dodgers snatched home field advantage away from the Brewers with a win in Milwaukee last night. Blake Snell with a gem for LA. 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Game 2 this evening, 5:08 on TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound for LA. Freddie Peralta for Milwaukee. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 4:30. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray. Weekday mornings 6 to 10 a.m. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
welcome into the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. Did I just hear that right? Did you just click the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson?
Oh, that's entirely possible. Here, how about this?
The Firm of Harris and
There you
Moran
go.
on the Fan
Better?
Sports Network, 105.1 FM
That's
and
entirely
1080 AM.
possible.
I mean, I'm a P1 of the Fan Happy Hour. Like, I get it. I'm
Once
down.
again, I'm kind of tired.
I'm tired, boss.
I think I'll go home now.
What time did you get here?
5.
There you go.
Actually rolled in just before 5 today.
There you go.
Swaggy's still out, huh?
Yeah.
Still out.
The
huh?
hope is tomorrow.
The hope is tomorrow.
Your deep, deep, deep,
keep
deep,
hope
deep
afloat.
Regardless, I won't be here. I have a dentist appointment at 7 o'clock tomorrow
Oh,
morning.
you too, huh?
Yeah.
I got one on Friday.
Not me. I'm just waiting for them all to fall out, and then I'll go get someone to put new ones in.
Oh God, I just thought about that. I made that appointment when I was in a different time slot.
Dude, if I had like FU
I won't
money, like Frankie Lindor did this, Bobby Firmino did this. You know, they're kids from the streets, and when they got money, they spend it all on their teeth. And their teeth are absolutely incredible. If I could just rip all these things out and put like shiny new ones in that you like never had to brush or do anything, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing. I'd rather have that than hair.
Ooh.
It's too far gone, man.
Yeah.
I've been bald for almost 15 years, man. It's like
Y-
it'd be real weird at this point.
Have you ever considered the turkey trip? Like
No.
if you had the money, would you do
Nope,
it?
nope. My mother continues to tell me that she will pay for it, and I'm like, nah, dude. It's just I'd just be living a lie. I'd be living a lie
it's your
everywhere
hair.
I went.
It's your hair.
I don't believe that.
It's your hair.
No, my hair said adios, and
No.
we made peace with it.
I mean, Urlacher did it.
And he looks terrible.
You think so?
I do, because he's a bald guy.
Mm.
The opposite is Shaka Smart, but we just didn't know he could grow it
Yeah,
all
no,
along.
Shaka could always grow it.
I'm real mad at Shaka
Yeah.
Smart, mostly because I love Shaka Smart. Some NFL stuff to get into here. As look no further, friends, as wide open as the NFL is, and is kind of all over the place as it seems. You know, talking about Buffalo last night, and we'll get to them in the second hour. It's hard for me to describe who the best team in football is right now. But I think it might be easy for me to describe who the best player in football is right now. And it's been really, really fun. And I found this cool little montage that someone put together on Reddit that I saw that kind of addresses this, but also pokes a little fun at Tez Johnson. It's about a minute and a half long, but it's pretty funny about Tez Johnson.
great.
Caught a touchdown pass from his quarterback, who will remain nameless, and the fans started chanting MVP.
Baker Mayfield threw you the ball. I said, what did I do? I'm like, bro, I didn't do nothing this season. And they talking about MVP.
I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. This is crazy. When I score and I hit MVP chant, I'm thinking they talking about me. So I asked Shep. I'm like, Shep, they was chanting MVP?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. I was like, I ain't do nothing this year. And then he was like, they talking about Baker, Ted.
Baker Mayfield threw you the ball. Oh, I thought they told me. I was like, I didn't do a damn thing.
And I was like, well, that explains it. But he is the MVP.
I was just happy with you. But you know what? Now I am mad at you. Look though. Hey, Mike said, what they was chanting, I said, MVP. What have I done? I said, what did I do? I was about to start praising it. Man, you know I'm slow sometimes, bro. I'm like, bro, I didn't do nothing.
You know I'm slow
And they talking
sometimes.
about MVP. Shaq gonna talk about now. I was just messing with you. Now you go back to the old. See, now you going back to the old Ted. Hey, now you about to start going crazy. All you needed was a little bit of confidence. Now you finna go digital. You hear me? I promise you.
I love that. I love that.
Baker
What have I
Mayfield threw
done?
you the ball.
What have I done?
Baker finishes the game off beating the San Francisco 49ers, a stat line of 17 of 23, 256 yards, 2 tuds, no picks, 1 sack. He had 3 rushes, technically, for 14 yards. And I can't, the long one being the 15 yards. And that is the most performative stat you could have seen of Baker Mayfield. He is excellent.
Yes.
He is so good. He is what Josh used to be in Buffalo. Buckle up, guys. You guys are hurt. Don't worry. Jump on. I got this.
As we were changing over from the boys this morning, Sprague was walking out, and we were talking about Baker, and he's like, Baker's not just good, he's elite. And I'm just like, yup. Yup. He is. He's Baker Mayfield right now. The argument for the best quarterbacks in the league right now are between Stafford and Baker. Those are the two best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Right now.
Matt Stafford and Baker Mayfield are the two best. I can live in that world.
They're phenomenal. I mean, their numbers back it up. Stafford leads the league in passing yards. They're both completing 2/3 of their passes.
Some of those throws Stafford made last week were amazing.
I mean, Stafford's arm is one of the best of all time. But they both have 12 touchdowns. Stafford has 2 picks. Baker has 1. They're taking care of the ball. They're pushing the ball down the field. They're making plays every time you need them to make plays. They are incredibly reliable. Baker, for my money, Baker right now is the most important player in the entire NFL. He is the MVP right now with a bullet.
I think he is too, and this just came across on the text line about giving Justin Herbert some love too. I think Herbert is playing some of the best quarterback play in the NFL. His team is just ravaged.
The last couple weeks he hasn't.
Well, the team is in a rough spot.
Real quick, how about Baker's team?
Agreed.
How about Baker's team?
And that's why Baker's separated from all of them, I think.
Baker's missing this is not a shot at Herbert.
I
This
know.
is just if we're talking about who's been the best. Baker's missing his top 2 weapons on offense. His line's beat up and his defense is beat up again.
I don't know if I've seen a team, especially offensively, be able to weather the injury storm the way Tampa has so far.
It's
this
nuts.
Year. It's wild, and I think a lot of that starts with Baker. I mean, you're talking Egbuka, who we love. He had 2 catches and some drops, and you're telling me there's no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin,
no Bucky Irving,
and Egbuka only has 2 catches. I'm like, I don't like this for Tampa.
Two of their top 4 corners are out, and one of their tackles is out.
Emeka Egbuka.
Oh God. Their swing tackle is out. I'm trying to think. There's somebody else that's out for them too. That's on IR. God dang it.
Nobody had more than 5 catches, but 6 guys caught a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's Baker just doing what he can with what he's got. And we keep talking about this at length, and I'm gonna keep screaming it to the heavens. Baker Mayfield might not just win the MVP this year. He might start booking a trip to Canton. He might go down as the greatest redemption story in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, Baker was cut by the Carolina Panthers.
This is a guy
Do you think they would like Baker Mayfield right now?
How about the Browns?
The Browns. That situation was weird at the end, and I think they both needed a clean slate, clean separation. But what happened to Baker after that, he looked done.
I mean, this is a guy that
3rd string on the Rams. Like he looked
signed
done.
off the street. Was it the night before? Was it the night before or 2 nights before?
Taking league minimum just to get humbled.
Yeah, but to his credit, he did. Where the other exciting little quarterback from that era and Johnny Manziel did not. You know, Johnny Manziel's on that new show, the reality show Special Forces.
I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you that there's nothing I need to hear from Johnny Manziel.
They did kind of like a kind of a tell-all, and I caught it on social. And you know, Johnny's had some pretty stupid clips post-career, but it was the most real I'd seen him be. Of like, I have to live the rest of my life knowing that I screwed up, that I failed. Like, and it's not something I can get away from because people recognize me. So like, when
you're the reason we're in this NIL mess,
you know
bro.
what I mean? Like, but like, you know, I'm walking around the street, and you know, like, it's not something that people. Like, oh man, it's a real bummer. So it's like it comes up all the time, and it's just a constant reminder of it. And it's like,
and how many people are more of a ha than a sorry bro? Because he's easy to pick on.
Right now on the TV, they are listing the injuries that the Bucks have had this year: Tristan Wirfs, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, Bucky Irving, Kalijah Cansey, Luke Godke, Cody Monch, Zion McCollum. Like, this is one of the most banged up rosters in the and it's not just like depth guys. It's their top 2 wide receivers, their starting running back, and they're still dropping 30. Now, granted, the Niners defense is beat to death too. Fred Warner's ankle is gone.
R.I.P. Fred Warner, one of the best in the game, if not the best.
Bosa blew up again. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But
got the Lions on Monday Night Football. If Baker beats the Lions on Monday Night Football, he might have the MVP wrapped.
I mean,
this early into the season. That's how good he's been. But to your point, you said this best at the beginning of the segment. No player right now is playing more important football than Baker is for Tampa. because
The next closest is Stafford. Like those two guys, and then it's a pretty sizable gap.
and honestly, the number 2 guy for me is Lamar Jackson. That is clearly one of the most important guys in football.
as far as importance, but he
Yes.
hasn't been on the field.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's I can't be happier for Baker. I
love him,
figuring
dude.
it out. I think Baker's a guy that early in his career was easy target for
Mm-hmm.
people like me to just say, you know what? I didn't love it at Oklahoma. I thought it was a little chaotic. And,
I loved it.
and I know you did. That's the difference. Shocking, Danny. That's the difference. between
Planting
you
the
and me.
flag in the middle of Ohio State's field. I was
mean,
like,
that's pretty good.
ugh.
And that gut wrenching loss to Georgia in the playoff was so hard on Baker.
Or telling Kansas fans to go watch basketball. Fantastic.
It's hard for me to get behind crotch grabbing guys at any point. But Baker's really turned around. I'm happy to watch him. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers might be the best team in football.
They have like their hats in the race, and it's not like they're not fraudulent.
No,
They're
no,
not fraudulent.
There's nothing fraudulent, and I'd rather be hurt now than hurt in 6 weeks. Because if you can figure out some of these, if guys aren't out too long and you can get them healthy, get them right, because then
that's the key. Can they get healthy?
Well, and I wonder that because Baker's playing this way and the entire team is rallying around it, can you give Bucky Irving an extra week off? Can you give Chris Godwin and Mike Evans extra weeks off? Because you can say, okay,
We can survive.
if Godwin's ready to go this week, we can handle that. Mike, why don't you take another break? You know, if
Because
Rashad
the
White,
long haul matters.
if Rashad White's looking good, it's like, okay, Bucky, maybe just take another one. If they can weather that, this team gets healthy at the right time. Oh boy, it ain't gonna be fun
no,
for anybody playing them.
I'm the Falcons, the other team in that division, they get the win last night. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but it's like they've got some room. They've got some room in the division. So if they stumble here or there, like if you look at their schedule, it's not like the most brutal thing you've ever seen. Like they're entering what will be the toughest stretch, where they've got the Lions, but they have the Saints, and they have the Patriots, Bills, and Rams. Like that's the meat of their schedule. Because after that, Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers.
And
oh baby,
and
they're
who-
going to close that schedule on.
And who knows what the Falcons look like? I think we're carving some time out for them later this week after their win last night on Monday Night Football. Who knows what that looks like? But Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers, let's go, bro. Let's go. Walking into the playoffs, dude. The Panthers, people might not even start. in that last
Saints,
Panthers game.
Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. You should go 4-1 in that at minimum.
Sign me up. Sign me up. All right, when we come back, life in the AFC North. Boy, what a strange, strange place to be up there, my friends. We'll do that next. 105.1 The Fan. Boy, we all get fired up when we're talking about quarterbacks, that's for sure. All get fired up when we're talking about quarterbacks. We're just having a fun conversation about lefties, how sexy it looks.
Look, man, Penix throws a pretty ball.
He does throw a pretty ball.
That first throw out of the play action to Drake London, it explodes out of his hand.
Yeah, and I even brought up, like, say what you want about this team and his comments and his head coach and all that. Tua gets the ball out fast.
Yeah,
and
it's
nice.
You have to.
I mean, the ball doesn't always go where it needs to go, but it comes out nicely. Something about lefty quarterbacks. Coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, we'll get into some baseball stuff. Would you lean into it? Also, we'll get back into NFL. Speaking of Buffalo, I got a wild stat to share with you about that team.
Yeah, you told me. I like a good stat.
Yeah, I got a really good one, plus web gems as well. And then in the noon hour, we'll get to the kind of the idea of searching for a coach mid-season, whether it pertains to Oregon State or James Franklin, and what happens if you get a guy like Matt Rule to go to Penn State, what that does to Nebraska. So I thought that'd be a fun exploratory conversation at noon, plus free consultation at 12:15. Any advice, help you need on anything in your life, we will get to then. But I want to slide over to life in the AFC North, a division that, as much as we tried to give it attention, I feel it is a little undervalued, undercover, underslept. I'm not quite sure how to put it this way, because coming into the year, boy, there's a lot of noise around Mike Tomlin. A lot of noise around him. Aaron doesn't sign there until late. Is Aaron Rodgers any good anymore? And here's this team just humming along at 4-1, while the rest of the division around them absolutely implodes. Now, we knew Cleveland wasn't going to be good, okay? But Cleveland is now on to the backup. They just traded their starting quarterback.
They said, now we're good.
That is where they are. Baltimore and Cincinnati are in the same boat. Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow are top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And when you don't have them, I don't care what the rest of your team looks like. Those guys are very, very good.
Congratulations, Pittsburgh.
But I'm starting to be curious about Mike Tomlin, because it doesn't feel like he's stoked about where he is. I got a couple sound clips I want to play for you. This is him as they play the Bengals this week on Thursday Night Football. Is that what that game is? Yes, Thursday Night Football on the Browns trading Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals.
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
That's a lot of shade in that old school AFC North, right?
That's a lot of, why would you help them?
Yeah.
I like that from Tomlin.
It's like, it's not even a lot of why would you help them. It's I'm mad at you for helping them, because that's not how we do stuff. And it pushes him to this brink.
A quarterback coming in within 8 days of showing up has to start 2 games for a new team. Can you speak to how hard that is, or maybe it's veteran guy?
It doesn't appear to be hard for Joe Flacco.
All right, nice.
Great. Well, you guys were annoying me today with some of that.
That doesn't sound like a coach that's 4-1.
No,
right? I think Pittsburgh's been kind of okay this year. We have definitely questions on the defense, but the last couple weeks things have kind of turned around a little bit.
Oh, Rodgers is on pace to throw for like 4,400 yards and 37 touchdowns,
and that's why I don't.
It's like, hey guys, he's not elite anymore. But he's better than anything you've had for a real long time.
Now, did the media push Mike Tomlin to be as salty as he is?
No, that's his default setting.
And that's just him.
Yes.
Boy.
I love that about him.
Boy, but he sounds like a coach that's 2-3, not 4-1 in a division that, brother, in that division.
It's cooked.
That division is gone.
Yeah.
Like, you can. I haven't looked at Pittsburgh's schedule, and I don't need to play the game right now. We'll look at it later down on the week.
Well, I mean, they weren't that great last year, so they're not going to have that much on their schedule. It's like the only thing that they have on there is they have a chunk coming up where it's Green Bay, Indy, and the Chargers.
But this team could win 13 games because of how much of a dumpster fire is. And that would be huge for Mike Tomlin, as he's come into a year where there was a ton of questions about, is it time? It's been 20 years, so I'm not shocked if you think it's time.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at what they're a really interesting team.
I think I need to watch more Steelers football. I think that's what I've learned.
Because they haven't been able to run the ball that great. They haven't been successful on the ground. That's typically what you associate the Steelers with. And Aaron's been good. He's completing almost 70% of his passes.
You're getting great old Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 10 touchdowns. He's got 3 picks, but he's, like I said, he's completing almost 70% of his passes. He's not putting up the prime, 300-plus yard, 3 touchdown games that
You're
he
not
used
seeing
to.
a ton of the scramble, cross-body stuff like you used to.
No, but he's still – this is what I expected of him. Throw for, anywhere between 3,800, 4,200 yards. Like, be productive, and then take care of the ball and make plays when you can make plays. Like, DK's been good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he hasn't been otherworldly great. But
Not that contract great.
He's been. I tell you what, the Steelers are much happier paying DK Metcalf for his production than what the Bengals are paying T. Higgins right now because they don't have a quarterback.
Agree
And
on
that's-
that.
Again, it's not a shot at T. Higgins.
What do you mean? They got Joe Flacco.
Yeah, well,
Joe Flacco's elite.
and that's probably a big part of that. Like, but we have to get somebody to get the ball to these wide receivers that we paid all this money to.
All right, loaded second hour coming up. We'll ask the question, would you lean into it? We'll also take a peek at the Mariners web gems and just a little more NFL. Hang out with us. We're having fun. That's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust with your Sports Center update. First on The Fan, the Mariners continue to stay red hot. Julio Rodriguez got the scoring started early. A first-inning 3-run bomb last night against the Blue Jays, who would come back to tie it at 3, but then Jorge Polanco, he's coming up big again. A 3-run shot of his own. The M's win 10-3. They take a 2-0 series lead to Seattle for ALCS Game 3 on Wednesday. The Dodgers snatched home field advantage away from the Brewers with a win in Milwaukee last night. Blake Snell for LA with a gem, 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Game 2 this evening, 5:08 on TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Freddie Peralta is your pitching matchup. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 4:30. The Trailblazers preseason continues tonight, hosting the Warriors at Moda Center. 7 o'clock tip on K2 2.2 on your antenna or KUNP Xfinity Channel 302. The Blazers are 2.5-point dogs for you degenerates out there. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Ducks game day. Before and after every Ducks football game this season. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, hour number deuce here. If you missed any of the first hour, you can catch that at the Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, chapters, rewind, fast forward, just like over on YouTube. If you want to hear Schultze kind of attempt to produce and not melt down at the same time on prime time yesterday, you can check that out. If you missed any of Dirt and Sprague, if you like the mail sack, that was this morning. You can go back and check those out on the YouTube or the Odyssey app. Rewind, fast forward, except for Into the Future, because that's impossible.
Okay. I have to interrupt you real quick because this just came across social and this pertains to something we talked about.
Sure.
Sorry. Again, it doesn't matter, but it's just like this is so NFL, it's not even funny. Through week 7, or excuse me, after week 6, going into week 7, your 1 seeds.
Oh, I love this.
Are the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC.
I love it. Sprague was telling me earlier, he was like, go look at division leaders in the AFC right now. It is Pittsburgh, New England,
Indy,
and
the Chargers.
And the Chargers. What is this? What is this? Phillip Rivers,
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
We have not had this in 10, 12 years.
This Indy train, dude, I'm here for it. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line. A couple things also in the YouTube chat. Couple things. That's the problem with Tomlin Steelers being pretty okay is the peak of what they can do. Steelers won't win a playoff game, benefiting from major injuries on the Bengals and Ravens. I hear you on all that. I just think if this team wins 13 games and gets a home field game and a bye, that defense comes around. I don't think anybody wants to go into Pittsburgh in December or January and play a football game. At the end of the day, you start seeing the names on the front and not the names on the back, and that Steelers stuff, I'm just saying, gets a little dicey.
I'll tell you.
A little dicey. I know they haven't won playoff games of late. I understand that. But the whole aura, the whole mystique, it's tough to go into Pittsburgh and win.
It will be interesting to see if they can get there. Can they figure something out?
Exactly. And that's what they haven't been able to do over the last 5, 6, 7 years.
And I'm kind of
since Ben, really.
I heard Chris Canty this morning on ESPN, who played for Harbaugh, basically say Harbaugh needs to go. And I was like,
that's a hot, steaming take.
He's like, when was the last time they want to, when was the last time they did something that they weren't supposed to do?
I get it, and we blame Lamar for it the entire time. And it's not fair to Lamar.
No,
I mean, Lamar hasn't played well.
Lamar in his first couple playoff games, it was on him.
Right, but
he's also had moments where it wasn't on him.
It's starting to converge a little bit.
But
and especially with Mike McDonald gone, that team is showing those cracks.
It's crazy to think about.
The North is so weird.
Yeah, it is.
North is so
like
weird.
I said, I didn't mean to derail, but
those
2 things kind of coming together was just like, what a weird season.
It's a Tuesday, so I'm going to shoehorn some baseball in. Last night, Blake Snell, what's up, dude?
Ooh,
baby.
Dealing.
Baby. And then, of course, Roki comes in, and I was like, oh, the Dodgers got their new closer. And then Roki's like, hey, wait.
About that.
You want to poop your pants right now? I can deliver that. And then in comes Blake Trinan. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was over. When Blake Trinan came in, I was like, this is done. I've seen this before.
Yeah, we've all seen this.
I love Blake Trinan, but he just doesn't have it this year. and he got out of a jam. But the weirdest part about it, and actually Boss Man Cooley said this to me, resident Red Sox fan here at the station, said this to me when I first got in. He goes, my son was yelling at the TV last night, lean into that pitch, because Bryce Terang had the chance to lean in and walk in a run,
Tie the
game, and then the Dodgers would be really sweating.
Yes.
Because I don't think they come out of that. And Milwaukee steals a game in which Blake Snell threw 8 innings, 1 hit, no run, no walks.
10 Ks.
Broski, that I know we love Scoobs on this show, and Scooble has done it multiple times in the playoffs with
But that was a gem.
14 and 13, no walks, 1 hit.
And you got through 8 innings on 103 pitches.
Dude,
Like he was
beautiful.
And the crazy thing was, it wasn't like he was like out there of 103 pitches. He threw 69 strikes, so he wasn't like he was just in the zone endlessly. He had guys chasing. He just had dudes chasing all night.
But I was thinking about it too. I was like, oh man, you got to lean into it. And they asked Terang after the game, and he was just like, and I think Pat Murphy backed him up too. He's like, dude, it's natural reaction.
Yeah.
Your natural reaction is to not get hit by the ball. And it made me kind of, and I know this is where, casual baseball fan comes in. It's like, oh, come on, man. This is the playoffs. You got to take that pitch, man, and get on first base. Okay, well, it's the playoffs, and you need a first down. You ready to run across the middle and get blown up by Caleb Downs in a college football playoff? Yeah. I don't know if you're down to do that.
Yeah, Ray Lewis is sitting in the middle of the field, buddy. Have fun.
Yeah, you trying to dig a puck out of the corner, and in comes a Kachuk to light you up.
Or here comes Zdeno Chara, all 6'8", 260 pounds of him to end your spine.
I don't think you're like, well, that goal matters in this game 2 of the second round of the playoffs. Like, I know it's baseball, and we can laugh about baseball players, and Sammy Sosa hit the DL once because he strained his oblique from a sneeze. Like, I get it. We make fun of these guys all the time. But
have you ever tried to do anything with a strained oblique?
Blake Trinan is throwing gas at you. Yeah. I am not trying to get hit in the leg.
Oh, that thing was moving and had movement on it. I mean, it started in the right hand box, it ended in the left hand box. When a ball does that, your natural inclination is, "Hold crap," and you just hop out of the way.
Yeah, I feel like that was their chance too.
It was. I'll tell you what, man. Seeing Brewers fans when the bases were loaded, you could feel
through the TV.
Through
it was
the TV.
Insane.
It was just like.
I also loved that right behind home plate, there was a woman there, maybe in her 40s, 50s, something like that, wearing no Brewers gear. Mm-hmm. She kind of looked like her and her partner went out for the night,
sure,
and they got front row behind the catcher seats for the Brewers Dodgers game. Bro, I'm looking at it. She's keeping score. She's got a scorecard in front of her.
I saw
no Brewers hat, no jersey, no T-shirt. She just is like an attractive lady behind there keeping score.
Right? Yeah, I forget the outlet or what have you, but I saw on Twitter yesterday. It was somebody wrote a story on her, and I forget what they call her. It's like Front Row Julie or something.
Oh, so she's there.
Lines. So she's there.
Okay.
Oh, okay, like a season ticket holder or something.
Guess, yeah.
Oh.
I saw a tweet from somebody at a fall ball, youth game, and they said there's this 85, 87-year-old grandpa. I don't even know if he has a kid on the team, but he's sitting out there with a scorebook in the stands.
Yeah.
And he is the most content human I've ever seen in my entire life.
He might not even know where he is. He might think he's at a Tigers game.
Doesn't matter. That man he goes, this dude was just the happiest, most content human ever. And there's something, when you see somebody doing the hand stats, keeping score at a baseball game, there's just something about that it's just so uniquely baseball.
I know. I don't have the discipline for it. Every time I go to a game, I always tell myself I'm going to do it. And then about the third inning, I'm like, man, I've been drinking a lot.
I need another beer.
I'm not into this anymore. A lot of credit.
It's fun.
Man, I'm pulling for those Brewers. I think Milwaukee, Seattle would be an egregiously rated World Series, but a really fun one for baseball fans.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, nobody outside of those cities is watching for the most part, but I don't care.
But I will tell you, to be short on this, because I know we won't spend a ton of time on the NLCS this week. We will talk a lot Mariners if they continue on this, as we will do next. But look, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, and that payroll is $1 billion, but seeing Blake Snell throw 8 innings, 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 10 strikeouts, and they could have lost, that team's beatable. That team's beatable.
Mm-hmm.
You should have no business still being in that game.
No.
And Freddie Freeman hit a ball that he didn't get all of, and he just muscled out of the park, and it barely got out.
Yep.
Also, an 8.62 double play. It's the weirdest play I've
You
ever
don't see
seen.
that very often.
Never happened in a playoff game before.
Really?
Yeah, dude, baseball's been around for 170 years, and when you say it's never happened,
It's always one of those you perk up a little bit like, oh?
yeah. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I watched it live, and I'm a baseball nerd, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Kudos to Milwaukee. That's why they're here. They knew what to do in that situation. They got a huge double play.
And apparently it got scored as a ground out double play.
Yeah, because technically it hit the wall, which is part of the ground. The wall counts as the ground.
Okay, I guess that makes. I mean, because you can't call it a fly out,
Right, because
it
the
wasn't
wall counts as the
Yeah.
ground.
All right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. then.
Super
Because a
weird.
fly out, you have to catch before it touches anything.
Right.
So the wall counts as the ground.
Gotcha.
Wild, wild stuff. Baseball's been fun. We'll stick right there. Your Seattle Mariners. Your Seattle Mariners.
Bats, bats, bats.
The hits just keep on coming. Are the Blue Jays done? We'll do that next. 105.1 The Fan. Coming up in 15 minutes, we'll get to the Buffalo Bills. And a fun, crazy stat I've got for you that can put things into perspective. Plus, another honorary coach in the NFL. And
oh, no way.
I've been trying to stick up for this team as best I can, and I'm looking pretty bad at this. What's worse, Patrick, thinking the Jets might be improving or that Ole Miss would cover the spread against Wazoo?
Well, I'll tell you this. The Jets play the Panthers this week, and it might set football back a decade.
But we'll stick in baseball for a little bit as the Mariners do it again last night. And I would like to shout out number 2, the captain of the Yankees, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the pillars of baseball of my entire life, Derek Jeter, for taking the Toronto Blue Jays to win that series in 5 games. Congratulations. You are officially incorrect. It's been 2 games and your pick is over?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Well, I mean, he had to pick the team that beat his Yankees.
Oh, good call. Good call. Transitive property
Yeah.
there. I like how A-Rod went homer, though. He took Mariners in 7.
I mean,
Poppy took Blue Jays in 7. Probably because the Yankees beat the Red Sox. Transitive property again. The Seattle Mariners last night, wild game. I was talking with Luke Anderson before the show. You can catch his show from 2 to 3, the Fan Happy Hour, as he's a big Mariner fan. And I watch games a lot with a good friend of mine who's diehard Mariner, and we were having this conversation going into Game 1 about Bryce Miller and his kind of lackluster performance against Detroit in Game 4 and kind of the hook on him in Game 1. The thought was the leash on Bryce Miller is going to be real short. Emerson Hancock will go out there, eat up some innings. You assume you lose that game. You move on to Game 2 and go from there. And in fact, the opposite happened. Bryce Miller threw a gem for 6 innings in Game 1, and Logan Gilbert went out there on 2 days rest. And he struggled. I mean, Mariners jump out to a quick 3-0 lead, and then that game gets tied 3-3, and Logan is struggling. Some weird,
kind of got shelled.
Some weird errors, and that team can hit. Like they're in the ALCS for a reason. That team can hit. And Dan Wilson went to what we thought was the Game 1 plan. Get Hancock in there, settle things down. The amount of confidence Dan Wilson has in his offense versus the amount of confidence Seattle Mariner fans have in their offense is staggering. Dan Wilson is on the table with his guys.
Yep.
Not scared at all. He goes, we will figure this out. And I think that's been some of the biggest fear for Mariner fans is that this offense will fizzle out. And you can make the joke, save some runs from last night, but they are officially closer to a World Series than they've ever been. They won 2 games in 2001, but they were already down 2 games when they won those games. This is the closest you've ever been. You are 6 W's away from a World Series title.
It's crazy to think about. There's 2 things that stood out from this game. One, did you see the total pitches thrown in this game?
No.
163 for the Mariners, 182 for the Blue Jays.
That bullpen is rough.
I mean,
Toronto.
You had 300 plus pitches in this game?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's staggering that the number for the Mariners is that high and they only scored 3 runs.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was looking at that. I'm like,
that's a wild stat.
That's
I didn't know
a
that.
weird number, man.
Didn't we hit like 800 in that Game 5 though?
Well,
I don't know what the number is, but I know in Game 1 it was 100.
Yeah.
Game 1 was 100 from the Mariners.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you got 63 more pitches out of just them last night, and it's just like the other thing that came away for this is the Triple J's, man. Julio, Jorge, and Naylor, man. Like look at what they did last night. You had 3 RBI.
I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I doubled it. I don't know why I thought 800 is 400 something.
But yeah,
I was like 800 is a lot.
Yeah,
that was a lot. Yeah,
just think about this.
That was 15 innings and 7 beers deep.
Yeah,
I'm running on Mio Energy Water over here. So
you had 6 more innings, and you had like 40 more pitches.
So it was like 472 from Friday night.
So you got about 100 more pitches, but in 6 more innings. That's combined. That's just a lot of pitches last night. And it wasn't like the Blue Jays were all over. Like the bats were alive, but there were 16 hits. Like that's a fair amount of hits, but that's not an ungodly amount of hits between 2 teams. You know what I mean? It's very weird. But again, you look at Rodriguez, Polanco, and Naylor. 3 RBI apiece for Rodriguez and Polanco, 2 for Naylor. I mean, that heart of the lineup that was non-existent in Game 5 Remember, they were 1 of 34 with the one being the one they
Being
scratched
Polanco,
across.
yeah.
And then last night, they just lit it up.
And it's been huge for him because Randy's been bad. Eugenio's been bad, and that Cal through Naylor has been so important. And I think the biggest thing going into Seattle for game 3 tomorrow is that Matt Brash didn't throw last night. Munoz didn't throw last night. You got Bizardo and Vargas pitching quality innings last night, and Emerson Hancock to get that bullpen some rest, because that's what it desperately needs. Now you get Kirby going. Kirby's going on rest. He'll be ready to go, and your bullpen is firing on cylinders. I'm trying to look at this as non-biased as possible. I'm not a Mariner fan, but I did grow up in the Northwest. I watched this team religiously. A ton of my friends are Mariner fans. I cannot find a way how they don't win this series.
Yeah.
I don't think this goes back to Toronto. I don't. You have 2 chances in the next 3 games, and you're throwing Kirby, Castillo, and then there's a good chance that you're going to throw Bryce again in game 5, and Wu could come out of the pen at any moment. If you're a Blue Jay fan,
We keep hearing that Wu's coming back. If they can get him back for if they make the World Series,
he's game 1 starter if you make the World Series, I think.
do you? I don't know. If
I
you
do.
can-
I do. It's all hands on deck, man. Gilbert's got to get rest.
Yeah,
he has to
yeah.
get rest. And you're looking at home
And
away
you,
splits.
and you don't want to pen it.
Dan Wilson is playing the home wins, the home away splits. Kirby and Castillo pitch at home. They don't pitch on the road. That's that, and he's playing that toe.
Who's the home
and
team? Is it AL or NL?
I think. Well, it's the better record, and I believe the Dodgers finished with a better record than the Mariners.
Let's see.
Because the Brewers are the 1 seed in the National League. I think it's National League guaranteed.
Yeah, Dodgers finished with 93 wins.
Yeah. So it's National League guaranteed. So you'll save Kirby and Castillo for games 3 and 4, and maybe you throw Wu and Miller or Wu and Gilbert in 1 and 2 on the road in probably LA, which is going to be super annoying.
Good stuff.
503-864-6326.
I want to call this out. Sorry.
Sure, go for it.
Joel on the YouTube. Statistically, the home plate umpire missed 24 calls last night. It was the worst called MLB game in 3 years. So that is
I saw tons of highlights of him last night.
That's probably a big contribution to pitch counts going up, because if you're doing that, if it's 24, that means you're getting more than one batter.
I mean,
it's dragging out at bats.
The first at bat to Randy, there was an egregious call, egregious call strike. So that is tough. Scouting report is out on the Jays. They cannot hit sliders. The Mariners' swing and miss rate is the highest in the league. Mariners in a great spot.
Running again. Do the Mariners have a litany of pitchers that throw sliders?
Yes.
I think
Yeesh.
all of their starters do.
Logan Gilbert's slider is nasty, and he was on 2 days rest,
Yeah.
and he got to him. Also, still, never forget, George Springer sucks. Hate you. We don't forget, bud.
It sucks because he's a nice guy too.
I don't care. That guy might need to go to Turkey and check some hair stuff. You see that last
I
night?
mean,
He be thinning.
It happens.
He be thinning.
It happens.
Never forget. See, I don't make fun of people for losing their hair because I'm somebody who lost their hair over a decade ago.
Unless it's George Springer.
Unless it's George Springer. Never forget.
Mm.
Never forget. You got a tattoo in there? Oh, no, that was your teammate Altuve. Got it. Institutional control. No, that was your manager who got fired.
There you go.
Got it.
Yep.
So kudos to the Mariners. It's been absolute fun baseball, and I can't wait to watch the game tomorrow. Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Freddie Peralta on the mound tonight. I will be glued to that game as I finally get a break from football. Tonight, I'm a one-screen guy tonight. I'm just watching.
Look at you.
Oh, no.
No,
I'll
you're
have the
not.
laptop up and watch Blazers.
Yep.
Damn it. So close.
I think we do have some action tonight or something.
I'm out. Nope. Not doing it. Not doing it.
I think
Give the brother a rest, okay?
I think Wednesday
Look,
football
I'm new
starts this
around
week.
here, all right?
Nope. Wednesday football starts next week.
Thank God.
Well, there's something tonight because I know we're in the midst of our 49 consecutive
No, hold
days.
on. You know what? I do have.
I
my
think
top
there. I
25
think
up.
there's something tonight. USA.
No,
also,
you're right. You're right. It is.
USA also plays Australia
It is.
tonight.
It is this week. It starts tonight. It's Liberty, New Mexico State, Arkansas State, South Alabama, and FIU, Western Kentucky. We do have Tuesday night action.
Well, none of these teams are
I
from
know.
the MAC.
I know, but it's all action.
I'm not doing it, man.
CSA, Sunbolt.
It's the CSA
or
and Sunbelt.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it
I like
unless
Sunbolt though.
Yeah,
Sunbolt's
right.
good.
I'm not doing it unless I
like
can
a soda.
trade my leg day book report for one of these games. That's the only way I'm watching one of these
Absolutely
games. All right. Well, good luck to you, Mariners. I'm rooting for you.
Yep.
I think you got this. Walk into the World Series. Oh boy. If I had the money to be able to go to Seattle and go to a World Series game, if you can do it, guys, I did it in 16 in Cleveland. It's very expensive.
Yeah, Luke said he bought his, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if you can do it, it's a lot of money.
If you're a Mariners fan, absolutely do it because it may never happen again.
I know Schulte has.
Do it.
Yeah.
It's an experience you will never forget. There is nothing like a World Series game. All right, when we come back, let's slide back over to the NFL Monday Night Football. Produce some interesting talking points, but I want to focus on the negative because, I'm a negative kind of guy. You know what I mean? Not at all. But that's just how I feel about Josh Allen and the Bills right now. We'll do that next. But first, there's Rust with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the Mariners indeed continuing their hot streak. Julio Rodriguez got it started early, a first inning 3-run shot. The Blue Jays come back to tie it at 3, but Jorge Polanco coming up large again, a 3-run shot of his own in the 5th. The M's don't look back. They win 10-3, taking a 2-0 series lead to Seattle for Game 3 on Wednesday. The Dodgers snatched home field advantage away from the Brewers with a win in Milwaukee last night. Blake Snell with a gem for LA, 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Game 2 this evening, 5:08 on TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Freddie Peralta is your pitching matchup. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 4:30. In the NFL, the Ravens releasing cornerback C.J. Gardner-Johnson a week after signing him to their practice squad in what both sides are calling a mutual decision. And the Trailblazers preseason continues tonight, hosting the Warriors at Moda Center. 7 o'clock tip on K2 2.2 on your antenna or KUNP Xfinity Channel 302. The Blazers are 2.5-point dogs. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson. Weekdays 2 to 3. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
There's that damn Billy Joel again. It's creeping into my head. He does kind of live rent-free in my head, mostly because my wife doesn't like him and can't remember why. When we were kids, she was like, I hate Billy Joel. And we eventually figured it out. She said it's because all his songs sound like he's writing somebody else's song. Like stealing from McCartney and Simon and...
Really?
Yeah.
Like I get not being a big Billy Joel
Doo-wop
fan or
and
something,
stuff like that, yeah.
But to be like, I hate Billy Joel, that's just...
And then we got together later in our lives, and I said, do you still hate Billy Joel? And she goes, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was like, I can't remember. Why do you hate Billy Joel? And she goes, oh, I don't remember. So then I got a really nice copy of The Stranger on vinyl, and I play it because it's so good. I'm a Vienna man myself. This is a friendly reminder, free consultation at 12:15. Any and all of your questions, advice, anything you need help with from over the weekend or coming into this week, work-related, family-related, sports-related, Ducks-related, USC-related, Notre Dame-related,
No.
Penn State-related. My agents have been contacted by Kraft and the AD department at Penn State, so I might not be here tomorrow. I might be the new head coach at Penn State. We'll do that at 12:15, so you can send those over 503-864-6326 or the YouTube chat, youtube.com/1051The Fan. Monday Night Football last night. Get back into some of that action. Buffalo Bills lose to the Atlanta Falcons 24-14, and I know that there's a lot to be excited about this Atlanta team. I think Bijan said it after the game that this team is for real and showing signs of improvement and look really good. And I think there's a place to chat about that. I love their game coming into this weekend, so I wanted to save kind of Falcons chatter for a little later in the week as we look forward and exciting about them. But on a reactionary Tuesday, my thoughts are something's wrong with Buffalo. Something's real wrong with Buffalo. And I don't know if it's a Josh thing. I don't think it's a Josh thing. But the stat that I've been teasing you all day, Danny, that I want to share with you is in the 4 wins the Buffalo Bills have, they're against opponents that have a combined 3-21 record.
Yeah.
And they barely beat the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
They barely beat the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this team has teetered on it all year. And kind of like...
And Josh was not good last night.
No, he was not. 15 of 26, 180 yards, 2 tuds, but 2 picks, sacked 4 times. Like, Josh had a rough night last night. And it almost screams parallels, honestly, to what's going on in Baltimore and kind of what's going on in Kansas City, too. It's like, are all 3 of these teams, for very different reasons, are their windows closing? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
no,
which one of those 3 teams looks the best right now? Obviously, it's not Baltimore. You know, with Lamar out, that's a way different conversation.
I'd still go with Buffalo, but I think Buffalo and Kansas City are both in the same boat in that when you pay your quarterback and you don't have everything, it just gets harder and harder and harder every year. And you can talk about, well, Mahomes took a good deal for what he is, and I don't disagree. But once you pay guys, like in the Bengals, before Burrow goes down, they pay Jamar, they pay T, and they pay Hendrickson, and they pay Joe. It's like, who else you paying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Chiefs, they pay Mahomes, they pay Kelsey, they pay Chris Jones. Like you pay enough, their offensive line, like you pay enough guys, and you just start losing them. You know, they lose Thuney out. They have to swap out wide receivers every year. They have to swap out DBs every year. Like it becomes infinitely harder each and I was talking to a buddy of mine who's a big Ravens fan, and he goes, the Ravens are. It's pretty easy to see why they are what they are. They paid Lamar. They paid Henry. I mean, not really paid him, but they paid up.
Still makes good money for a running
back. They paid Roquan Smith. They paid Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey, like the 2 highest paid guys at their positions in the league. Like you just kind of look at like the guys that they have. Lamar is one of the highest paid guys in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry is one of the highest paid guys in the league. Mark Andrews is paid. Like, and then you start looking around, you're like, oh, it is hard, huh? Because especially when you're good for a long period, like those teams have all been. Every time you win, you lose another guy. We're seeing it with the Eagles. They lost, what's his name? The offensive lineman went to
Dickinson.
No, he's
out
hurt. But like they lost another one in the offseason. Was it Becton? Becton gone? I can't remember. There's so many freaking guys moving. It's so hard to keep track of. But you lose a guy here, you lose a guy there, and where you were like infinitely strong, you're a little bit weaker, and this has always been the Bills' thing. After Diggs left, There's not a go-to wide receiver on that team.
Yeah, 503-864-6326. That's what they're saying over there. Bills look off. They don't have a legit number one. Their defense is not good. And in comparison, Mahomes has a ton of weapons. And that's probably the difference. Why Josh is playing quarterback at a higher level than Patrick Mahomes is right now. However, I would take Patrick Mahomes' offense over the Bills any day. I just think Josh is the reigning MVP for a reason. And although he had a bad game last night, I'm not ready to think it's his fault. You know me, I'm not a big McDermott guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be fair for me to sit here and say McDermott's got to go if I don't feel the same way about Harbaugh.
Right.
You know, I don't think that's
when you talk
fair,
about the successes.
Yeah, I don't think that's a fair thing because both those guys are pretty parallel in terms of what's going on lately. The only difference is Harbaugh has a Super Bowl, but when was that Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You know, so that's the question. That Super Bowl, there's a guy starting quarterback that's older than me who won that Super Bowl for you.
And here's something that's really interesting with that Falcons game last night. The very first play of the game for the Falcons, Bijan gets it peanut punched out in a fumble, but defensive end lined up in the neutral zone, and the fumble doesn't go their way. If the Bills all of a sudden take over with the ball right there at the 30-yard line, how different is that game?
Yeah, they could have beat New England.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like but their margins of error are so thin right now, and I think a big part of it is Ed Oliver played last night, but he's dinged up. I think he didn't play the week before. Matt Milano still not back. Like, you just kind of look at, like, they aren't a team that's just hammered with injuries, but they're hammered where, like, depth is so important and it's so hard to have. Dalton Kincaid, the tight end, was out again for the Bills, and like when they're already thin in the receiving core and in their weapons, Kincaid and Knox are guys that they really count on. And when you don't have both of them, it thins them out because Khalil Shakir is not a number one wide receiver.
Yeah, and then did you catch the comments from Jaden Daniels last night after their loss to the Bills or to the Bears, excuse me? He was talking about, you know, some people call it luck, and that's where kind of referencing the close games they won last year.
Yeah, they're 5-1 in one-score games,
which was a big help for them to get
including
to the NFC.
The Hail Mary that started it all against the Bears last year.
Yeah. So he kind of referenced that last night, and I think that's what you're alluding to here with the Bills is they're living in that zone. And they're starting to not get the calls. And I think when you're consistently in that zone, you're just playing with fire and you're leaving it up to the gods. And it's a scary, scary place to be. Let's see here on the fan text line. Eagles lost 50% of their defensive share from last year due to free agency. Like you said, when teams win, guys get paid. Yeah. That's the truth. If I were the Bills, I'd be trying to pry A.J. Brown from Philly. Boy, if you could do that. Boy, I don't think Philly would do it, but if you could do that, that would be insane.
Yeah.
But I'm with you all. Bills need a better top guy. Also, why we've seen the Packers struggle a bit in receiving lately. Yeah, there's a lot of it. Look, the AFC, who's the best team in the AFC? You know, we talked about Baker and the Lions. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, man.
Daniel Jones.
Is it the Colts?
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the benefit. If you're a Chiefs fan, if you're a Bills fan, if you're a Ravens fan, I'm sorry. I think you're just up against it a little too much this year.
I heard the stat this morning. In the entire existence of the NFL, 4 teams have made the playoffs if they're starting 1-5. Not a single one of those 4 teams has won a playoff game. They're fried.
Yeah.
They're fried.
Yeah. And so I think if you are a Chiefs or a Bills fan, it's okay because there's a lot of games left. You know, the NFC is starting to separate a little bit. You know, I like the Bucks.
Are we finally getting it? Are we finally getting it? Like, you know what I mean? Like the NFC North, every team is over 500.
I know.
Packers are 3-1-1. The Lions are 4-2. The Vikings are 3-2, and the Bears are 3-2.
The Bears are doing what we thought they'd do last year, and they're finally doing that this year. Maybe Ben Johnson's a head coach.
Yeah, getting rid of Eberflus. Who knew?
Yeah,
getting
weird.
a competent coach in there would be helpful. But I mean, like, honestly, the only like really dog-ass division in the NFC is the South.
Why? Because it's Atlanta and Indy.
Oh no, Atlanta and Tampa.
Oh,
but then you have,
in the NFC South.
Yeah, then you have Carolina and New Orleans.
Well, yeah, because the bottom is the
it's so bad. Well, the Panthers are 3-3, but who cares?
Sneaky little team.
Yeah, they're going to end up being
sneaky little team.
They're going to be 4-3 because they're playing the Jets.
Speaking of the Jets, we'll jump over there next. Another coach become a red ass on the mic when reporters asking him real questions. We'll get to Web Gems next. Everybody's favorite. Once again, free consultation at 12:15. Get your questions in 503-864-6326 or the YouTube chat. We'll go there next. This is 105.1 The Fan.
Sometimes it's good.
Aw, I've interrupted happy time.
Sometimes it's bad.
Ow, son of a...
It's Web Gems,
What'd you do?
the firm of Harris and Meringue on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 and 1080 The Fan.
All right, this is Web Gems, everybody's favorite. We do it at 11:45. Coming up in the big nooner, we'll have an open-ended conversation about searching for a coach mid-season as we'll jump into a little college football. Couldn't quit college football, dude. I'll tell you what, side note, not to derail us too much, but boy, I am hook, line, sinker in college football this year.
Yeah, there it is.
I think it's because it's just so wide open.
It
and
is.
the storylines are insane.
But
right
also,
now.
you're bathing in it. Like that's part of the gig, and it's going to happen with basketball too, buddy.
Yeah. It helps. It helps having Blazers and Ducks and Beavs,
Mhm.
you know,
When
in the
you're-
neighborhood.
You have no choice but to be in it.
Plus, you know, especially living in Vancouver, and some in Portland too. A lot of Cougs and Huskies.
Mhm.
So it feels like all four.
Yeah.
So you got 4 fan bases in one kind of metropolitan area.
Mhm.
Although, you know, Ducks kind of dominate that in one metropolitan area that kind of give you life into it. Yeah. So we'll have a conversation on that. Plus, we'll have free consultation. Any questions, advice, something you need help with, send those in 503-864-6326 or on the YouTube chat. A couple things that I did want to read carrying over, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because I do want to get to this Aaron Glenn stuff, but I love this text. Where'd you go? My theory is the Bills and Ravens have built their rosters strictly to beat and compete with the Chiefs. Rightfully so. But I think that combined with Danny's point of a highest paid QB contract, you overlook teams in this league and forget that they are still professional football players and you get caught.
Mhm.
Ravens and Bills windows are closing because of it. Chiefs, I'm hesitant to write them off yet because of Mahomes at the helm. I think that is a spot-on thought. And that is a danger thing. Look, Philly did not construct their roster to beat Kansas City. Philly constructed their roster to beat anyone.
Yes.
And that's the big difference. And that's why they've had success. And sure, they lost to the Chiefs in a game,
Mhm.
but I would argue the Chiefs were more talented that year. The year they beat the Chiefs, I would argue the Eagles were more
Yeah,
talented.
they're the most talented roster in the NFL.
And that is a very dangerous concept that I never really looked at, that, you know, trying to chase the best team.
Mhm.
Look, if you're in Major League Baseball and you think you're going to reconstruct the Dodgers, you're not.
You're not.
You're not. That's a terrible idea. It's not going
You
to
have
happen.
you have to be in one of two cities, in LA or New York, and you have to have more money than God.
And the Dodgers right now have more money than God.
They're like you.
The Yankees are actually borderline cash strapped.
Yeah,
Because the
it's-
Steinbrenners aren't rich.
It's kind of funny because it's like
It's Genie Bus
It's,
at
I was
the
gonna say,
Lakers.
it's Genie Bus. That's what it is. They are the Lakers of baseball. Where if you're in one of those cities where guys want to be because of the amount of money you can make and the visibility and all the things that come along with it, but you have to have more money than God, and it's just the machinations. And we all joke the NFL salary cap not being real and how you like what Howie Roseman has done with the Eagles
It's
and how they've done
insane.
it is nuts. Like in finding guys further along in the draft, whether it's Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter, like we're like, oh yeah, no, that guy's really, really, really good. It's like they just hit and hit and hit and hit and hit. You can do that, but look at the 49ers. They're the perfect example of this. They're high risk injury tolerance that they have, but also as good as they have been in the draft, if they don't make the Trey Lance trade, how much better off are they?
Right.
How much more draft capital? Like that one move, as great as they are, and they've been able to bounce back from it. But just think, if they have 3 more first-round picks, what they're able to do with that.
Yeah, who went 4, 5, and 6 in that draft that they could have grabbed?
Well, one of the picks that ended up getting traded to the Dolphins. That
Oh, yeah, what's that?
It went to the Cowboys. That was Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons and Fred Warner on the same team?
I mean, like again, that's not to say that they would have taken him. But
Sure,
it's
sure.
like the opportunity.
The opportunity's there.
Yeah, the opportunity cost is so. But that's the thing is the Eagles have just hit and hit and hit and hit. Where the Bills they've been good there, but like as much as I love Dalton Kincaid, he's not Brock Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they haven't been able to, like, outside of Josh, who have they really hit on? And I think the Chiefs, everybody's like, oh, Xavier Worthy, all right. Like they find this guy at the back of the first round. It's like they're good, but they're not, franchise-changing level good.
Yeah, Mahomes makes them a lot better too.
But
Rasheed Rice, Xavier
yes,
Worthy.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like,
I mean, I always go back to Sammy Watkins in that Super Bowl run. Like
the right guy at the
Sammy
right time.
Watkins was toast at that point.
And he was a guy when he was coming out was going to be a dude.
Yeah. Super hyped.
But yeah,
Clemson, right? Clemson.
Yeah, but
He's a Deshaun Watson guy.
Mhm. It's so much of it is luck, but it's also, in a roundabout way, being smart about your luck.
Web Gems today brought to you. We'll be quick on this. There's not a whole lot. I think my belief in Aaron Glenn and the Jets was a little misguided. The opportunity to have a guy coming in that's going to preach accountability and stuff like that, I thought would really go somewhere far in New York, especially for a team with such dysfunction. But it feels like Aaron Glenn is also starting to feel the cracks. He was asked about Justin Fields, and the reporter asked if he would consider a quarterback change because, look, Justin Fields has not been good. It has been really, really rough. And
hold on, give me a second. Let me put on my shocked face.
Yeah. He responded with, what kind of question is that? These guys are going to have bad games. That doesn't mean you just bench them. Come on, you know better than that. And he was very, very defiant on it. The guy had 45 yards passing and 9 sacks, 55 yards lost, which is a -10. I get trying to defend your guys and be that player's coach. And Aaron Glenn is trying to show two things of, one, I've got your back, but two, you better have mine in terms of accountability. And maybe it's just, I don't know.
Justin Fields is not good.
It's just not there. It's just not there.
Week 1, like I was, maybe no.
He had a little
he's
flash,
just not good.
But it's also week 1, like we don't know anything about any team in week 1. Look, Buffalo Ravens in week 1 looked like the AFC Championship, looked like winners going to the Super Bowl. And where are we now on that?
Okay. And we could talk about, Justin Fields and playing for bad teams and the Bears and the Steelers. You know the most yards he's thrown for in a season? 2,500. Like, his high for touchdowns is 17. Like, I don't care. He's not good.
Yeah. And then this texter, and what's worse for the Jets and Aaron Glenn is the defense is not even good, and that's his side of the ball. They're not wrong. Like, I get, you got to have dudes, but they got some dudes. They got some dudes.
They have a lot of dudes.
Yeah, and that's your bread and butter. And look, the offense can be your best defense. It can also be your worst defense. I mean, Justin Fields, 45 yards passing, you're getting off the field quickly. Your team's going back on defense a lot. And, we talked about this to death in the Oregon State-Penn State game. I know football and college or NFL and college are different, but great defense can at some point just get gassed. And if you are on the field all the time like they are, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now, and it's not the best metric, but what's the point of defense? Stop the other team scoring.
Yep.
The Ravens are by far the worst scoring defense in the league, followed by the Cowboys, the Bengals, and the Dolphins. Right there, the New York Jets, 28.3 points per game.
So my apologies to any of you Jets fans out there that I was
sorry, Jake,
misguided in my thought that Aaron Glenn would get this thing rolling. Somebody on the text line said absolutely they'll beat Carolina. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I mean, Bryce isn't great, but Bryce is figuring something out. I don't know if he's a starter long term.
I don't like Bryce Young. I think he's horrendously bad. I think he is a whole league above Justin Fields.
I agree.
And I think Bryce Young is at best a good backup in this league.
Let's get to it. The Big Nooner is next. Free consultation at 12:15. Get your questions in. The fan text line 503-864-6326. The YouTube chat as well. We'll do that at 12:15. But we'll start the process of searching for a college football coach mid-season. Whether you're Oregon State, Penn State, how does this go? And when you steal a guy, what does that do? What's the ripple effect? So we'll have fun there in the Big Nooner. Don't go anywhere. 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Jeff Rust with your Sports Center update. First on the Fan, the Mariners continue their hot streak. Julio Rodriguez got the scoring started early with a first inning 3-run home run last night. The Blue Jays would come back to tie it at 3, but then Jorge Polanco, he came up big again, 3-run shot of his own in the 5th, and the M's don't look back. 10-3 winners as they take a 2-0 series lead to Seattle for Game 3 on Wednesday. The Dodgers snatched home field advantage away from the Brewers with a win in Milwaukee last night. Blake Snell with a nice little performance for LA. 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Game 2 this evening at 5:08 on TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. Yoshinobu Yamamoto opposite Freddie Peralta. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 4:30. Trailblazers preseason continues tonight, hosting the Warriors at Moda Center. 7 o'clock tip on K2 2.2 on your antenna or KUNP Xfinity Channel 302. The Blazers are 2.5-point dogs for you degenerates out there. And the Ravens releasing cornerback CJ Gardner-Johnson a week after signing him to their practice squad in what they are calling a mutual decision. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, 2 down, 1 to go here. The firm of Harrison Meringue. After us, you can catch Ducks Insider with Joey Mack from 1 to 2. The Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3. And then it's prime time from 3 to 7 to take you home. Finishing up 13 hours of live, continuous, local, regional sports talk radio. Souk is in Portugal this week. So you get Schultze and Rapp. No Mariners on tonight. little less must watch.
Yeah. Blessing in disguise for I Everett Rob.
For over Olasachi over there. And don't forget, you can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Free consultation here in about 15 minutes. Got a couple questions already coming in on the fan text line, so get yours in as we'll get to that. If we go double seggy, we'll go double seggy. But I'd love to start the big nooner here. Kind of in our day after reaction to the news of James Franklin and Trent Bray being relieved of duties. Obviously, two very big different reasons, but kind of locally impactful in both of them. Obviously for the Oregon State crowd, and the fact that Dan Lanning has now gotten 3 coaches fired. And I wonder if UCLA is going to get credit for James Franklin and Jonathan Smith, maybe.
Yeah, right.
So the question, we talked yesterday about, James Franklin and him as a coach, and Trent Bray, him as a coach, and the expectations for those programs. And you get to a point where this is no longer acceptable. You saw Kraft, the AD at Penn State, come out and he said, unfortunately, that's just the reality, is looking around and seeing the perception of where we want our school, where we want our program to be, where we want the student athlete to be. I love that he threw that out there. Just didn't line up.
Stop pretending.
Yeah, just didn't line up. You got Matt Rule coming out and basically not saying I'm not interested.
Well, the transfer portal, some guys would go along with you. And I was like, damn, Matt.
Yeah, not saying he's not interested. But what's crazy about all this is the ripple effect. What Penn State's looking for and what Oregon State is looking for in head coaches are two completely different things. But let's take Matt Rule, for example, okay? The ripple effect that goes through college could be massive. If PJ Fleck gets fired, Luke Fickell gets fired at Wisconsin, the talk is Wisconsin would jump on James Franklin, and if
brother, I could see James Franklin working in Wisconsin today.
Yep, and if Penn
today,
and if Penn State steals Matt Rule out of Nebraska, what does Nebraska do? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So because of the way college football is in recruiting, it's such a tricky little window to know what to do. Like Penn State, I would imagine they want a head coach in there as soon as possible to get the recruiting stuff underway. But sometimes maybe you need the bottom to completely fall out. Look, Oregon waited till the offseason to get Dan Lanning. Now, it helped that Cristobal left at the end of the season.
It's also a different era with where things are as it pertains to movement in the transfer portal.
But
You know what I mean?
But I also think that Oregon was in a position. The Taggart situation was really rough. Cristobal left you high and dry at the end of the year, and we found out he didn't know what he was doing with Justin Herbert because that Rose Bowl was amazing. And Dan Lanning comes in and he wins 4 games in his first year. Is Penn State a program that's willing to do that? Are they willing to win 4 games next year? Because if you are, then you can wait and really find the guy you want. Otherwise, you start a massive domino effect, and it could be a little desperation move because Oregon State's in this situation. They can take all the time they want. I mean, I don't trust Scott Barnes to make the right call, but they can take all the time they want in whether they're taking an FCS coach, a top assistant from somewhere, somebody from a smaller program to jump up. They have the time. I don't know what you do when you're Penn State, and it makes finding a coach really difficult.
You know, who was it they had on this morning on Dirt and Sprague? The former Penn State player. Was it
Landon Tingwall?
Yeah, I thought what he said this morning was pretty poignant in that, you know, with where things are and like how like Penn State's a good job. And that's not even a good job. It's a very good job. It's not for me, if you're talking about like the pantheon of coaching or like the prestige of jobs historically in college football, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, USC, Notre Dame.
Yep, I'm cool with
probably those 7.
And then in tier 2, Penn State's
right
high
there,
on
like
that
Penn
tier
State,
2.
Florida. I don't want to necessarily put A&M there, but they're right there. Oregon's right there. Oklahoma's right there. But Penn State, it's not the like absolute with a bullet 80 years of history. Like you had Joe Pa for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a big part of it for sure. But it's not a.
Put Florida State in that tier 2.
Yes, 100%. Like teams that have had like 10, 15-year runs, like multiple, not national titles over decades type deal, but they've had more than one run, right? Like that's where Penn State's at. It's a really, really, really good job. And unless you're at one of those 7 or 8 schools in the country, if you're trying to move up, Penn State's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, what he said this morning was like, are you going to be able to pry a coach from a playoff team? Like a Signetti. Like, I don't think you're getting Sig. I don't. Now,
there was a report thrown out this morning. They're interested in Marcus Freeman.
Sure.
Good luck.
Plenty of people interested in Sidney Sweeney. Good luck, dude. Like Freeman might be like one of the most sought after coaches in football. Like
Wish in one hand, S in the other.
Yeah,
100%.
First. But at the same time, can you get a rule from Nebraska? Yeah,
I think they could. I mean, you went there. Yeah.
Could you?
I think there's real legs to that. As the YouTuber asked, there's real legs.
Oh,
there.
for sure. Could you get Drink from Missouri? Yeah, because I don't think they're a playoff team.
But the question is, can you get Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss?
We started talking about this off air.
Can you get Heupel out of Tennessee? Probably not, because he went there.
He's an Oklahoma guy.
Or sorry, he's an Oklahoma guy, but he loves Tennessee. He's deeply rooted in that.
It feels real. Lane has done really, really, really good at Ole Miss. I don't know if Ole Miss can ever be
more than what it is.
And again, what they are is probably the same rung as Penn State was in the sense of they're going to, under Lane, they're going to win 10 to 12 games and they're going to be really good.
Every other year they'll make a playoff.
But can they get beyond that? And it's not because of lack of resources, just you're not there until you do it. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those situations. Honestly, Oregon, you're not there until you do it.
And they're knocking on the door.
Right,
They've made the biggest
trajectory
rise
up of any
anybody,
program in the country, hands down.
They are 2 national titles away from being in the same level as Clemson.
Yep.
And a couple more from being Ohio State.
And honestly, Georgia, because as much as we talk about Georgia and Kirby, do we? Richt was really good, but do we not remember before that? Georgia was not like this.
No.
And Bama, before Saban, was not this. So
There's a long time in between
Bear
Bear Bryant
yeah.
and Nick Saban.
And that's the thing is like, but Alabama also has that history from that period that propels them further along. So if you're Penn State, do you make the risky hire and go try to find your Dan Lanning?
Mm-hmm.
Or your Marcus Freeman.
I think you do. I think if you're Penn State, you have enough resources.
Clearly, you just paid $50 million for James Franklin to go away.
You're a borderline blue blood team. Go win 4 games next year and find a Dan Lanning.
I don't know if you can go to 4. I think it's got to be 7 or 8 because the patience is going to wear very thin.
But I don't know if Matt Rule is your guy. And again, we talk about this with Oregon State. Just get away from the in-house stuff. Not retreads, but I went there, I played there. Like that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like someone saying, Florida or FSU should go hire Franklin. I love James Franklin at Florida State. I don't know if I love him at Florida.
I think I love
him at Florida State.
I think I love him most at Wisconsin.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
There's something about
he's got Big Ten kind of written.
He's got
all
Big
over
Ten
him.
energy. There's no doubt about it. And also Wisconsin's in a spot where they're a little down, and they would very much see Frank. Like Fickle does not seem Wisconsin.
No, he never has. I didn't love the hire to begin with.
I think he's a good coach, but it just doesn't fit.
I mean, that's why I get him in PJ Fleck confused because I don't think he fits in Minnesota either. I don't row boats.
It's Bielema. It's like Wisconsin, Illinois. Yeah,
got it.
Yeah,
dude. Even Arkansas. I was like, yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, so it's a tricky thing. Are you willing to take? If you're a Penn State fan, are you willing to take
a real risk?
Lumps to take a big risk.
Here's the thing: Matt Rule may be a risk because the Matt rule is year 3. That's when it starts to come together. Everywhere he's been, it's year 3. And the other thing is, somebody pointed this out to me. Is Kraft the AD?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the AD or the assistant AD? I can't remember. Was Rule's AD at Temple?
Correct.
And I was like,
it's Kraft.
Oh, it is Kraft. Yeah. So it's like, interesting.
Let me ask you a real question: is Matt Rule a better coach than James Franklin?
I don't know.
I think I do.
You think he is?
I think he's not.
Oh, okay.
I like Rule. He's not James Franklin.
A texter said, I could see Lane Kiffin being a guy that could take Penn State up.
I know. We're like willing this into existence.
I love Lane. Something about Lane and a visor in the powder blue and red that just looks good.
Yeah, plus he can get his bad tan going.
Right? But also
can't do that in Pennsylvania.
No, but also
literally called Wyoming.
But I could see him in the navy blue on the sideline for Penn State.
Lane's offense in the Big Ten would be a nice shakeup.
Look, man, Oregon came in there and did that thing, and it was like, oh, you can play offense?
And Lincoln's showing it this year. I know and we'll get to USC later this week. There's still some issues in the USC situation right now, but Lincoln and Will Stein are hey, there's a new way to play offense in the Big Ten. Now there's still a new way to play defense in the still the old way to play defense in the Big Ten, which is kind of what Oregon ran into.
I will say, we're going to say this for later in the week. The line on Notre Dame USC.
Oh, I haven't even seen it.
What do you think it is?
4.5 Notre Dame.
9.5.
Whoa!
Notre Dame.
Whoa!
With an over/under of 61.5.
Oh, buckle up.
9.5, huh?
I'm here to watch
got
it.
that kind of a high-scoring game there.
9.5, huh? Okay.
All right. Coming up next is free consultation. Your chance to ask the firm here of Harris and Meringue anything you need from the weekend, coming forward, sports, your life, whatever it is. We'll do that next. That's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for your free consultation.
Don't sweat it. It's a freebie.
Every Tuesday at 12:15, the firm of Harrison Meringue dishes advice.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Sports, life, your questions answered at your own risk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. The Fan.
Free consultation every Tuesday. Get yours in, 503-864-6326. The YouTube chat as well, youtube.com/1051 The Fan. We'll get to as many as we can. Might be a double consultation today, so we'll do what we can. Since we were in college football, I'll start there. And I see your text about Oregon being a top tier now. It's very, very close. I think the Natty would push them into it.
Well, yeah, every team that I just listed has multiple.
But as Danny and I kept talking about it during the break, you're on the fastest meteoric rise of any program to becoming a blue blood. No one's moved that
program in
fast.
the country in the last 15 years has done what Oregon's done.
No,
it's not.
nobody's moved.
It's not close.
It's
not giving you credit. You just haven't done the thing that the other teams have all done.
And I think you'll get there.
Yeah,
Bellotti to Chip to Lanning. It's a big jump.
And each one deserved its own attaboy.
Without a doubt. So we'll stay there. Question for the firm. A lot has been discussed about the Oregon offense after the rough outing against Indiana, but were we possibly over our skis a bit even before that game? UCLA whipped the Penn State defense, and Northwestern had some success too. Yet how many points did the Ducks put up against Penn State in regulation? It wasn't a great showing. Look, I think there's a lot of validity to that.
We talked about this pre-show.
Yeah, I think there is that, Penn State has NFL guys, has 4 real NFL guys, corners, D linemen, you name it. And I think there was an aspect of the bright lights. And I think, for me at least, how cool Dante looked made me maybe give the offense more credit than it deserved. And I think Indiana is a far better team than Penn State and showed it. So I think it is. And that's what's tough when you don't play, when Oregon is in the Pac-12 and Penn State's in the Big Ten and you don't play this game week 1 or 2, that's what makes it really hard come week 4 because neither of you played anybody. And what was our big concern for Penn State going to that game? Their offense didn't look good against their 3 teams they played.
Going into that game,
that was correct.
Yes. Going to that game, I said the difference in this game is that I don't believe in Penn State's offense at all. And Oregon's offense, no matter what we think of it, but with who they've played, Dante Moore is leaps and bounds better than Drew Out.
Not even close.
It's not particularly close. And I looked at the weapons and I go, look, you got DeCorian Moore, you've got Malik Benson, you've got that running back room in Davison, Hill, you've got Kenyon Sadiq. You've got so many more weapons. You could take Penn State's weapons from the last 2 years combined and not have what Oregon has.
Truth. But here comes Indiana, slows down DeCorian Moore, completely blanks Kenyon Sadiq. Basically, they had guys watching. Dusty showed us that picture of that safety.
The Indiana safety there's nothing he is doing other than staring at DeCorian Moore.
There's a DB on DeCorian Moore who's looking at the quarterback, checking the reads and stuff like that, and then there's a safety standing there just staring. Staring.
Somebody else may beat us, but Kenyon Sadiq and DeCorian Moore ain't going to be you two guys. Good luck.
So I think there's a chance, and we'll see a get-right game against Rutgers to see how they
are going to
go.
have so many points on them.
Sticking in college real quick, consultation question. Hypothetically, what's the best way to blackmail the AD of a former major conference college so that helps quit his job immediately, asking for a friend?
Is Oregon's not a two-party state, right? In the sense of recordings? California is.
Oh, I don't know that law.
I think you know what? Let me Google this real quick.
You're really talking about setting up Scott Barnes. But sorry, allegedly, someone like a Scott Barnes.
Oh, Oregon is a two-party consent state.
Shoot, I can't just trap you into this.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that was brought up in the Donald Sterling case with the Clippers.
Oh yeah, is California?
Oh God. I think it is. I'm trying to remember now. I'm totally. Is California a two-party consent? God dang it, Google. Two-party consent state. Yes, California is. That was the thing. Is because what was her name? The lady of the night.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I'm going to go with Lady of the Night.
But yeah, those recordings are those weren't supposed to be out. Blah 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 blah. And they found some way of rule around consent of Sterling said it was okay in some document or something along those lines. I can't remember exactly what it was, but that's how they were able to be used to go, see you later, bye. So yeah, not that I'm familiar with blackmail and how to maybe put somebody in a compromising position. Just look, man.
If you're in a hypothetical situation, I think you might have to wait it out, amigo.
Well, not only that, look, I'm not trying to get anybody stuck in anything, but the honeypot has worked for a very long time.
It has.
It's the most tried and true.
I still giggle when I watch Winnie the Pooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm like,
get him stuck in the tree. Get him stuck in the tree.
Another consultation question. My anniversary is tomorrow. 9 years. Congrats to you two. I've got flowers and a card already. We recently purchased our tickets to Kauai in spring. Can I get a Kauai experience gift, or do I need something for tomorrow?
Don't come empty-handed.
Cards and flowers?
Don't come empty-handed.
You gotta have more than cards and flowers?
Well, I think you go cards and flowers, but you present a receipt or a brochure or whatever, a printout of whatever experience that you're booking on Kauai.
But he said we recently purchased, so they already know.
Okay.
So she already knows they're going.
Get the experience. Let's say
Well, no, but he's talking about an experience while there.
Yeah,
that's
so
the way that I
so
read
let's say you're going you're doing some zip line. Come with the like some boots.
Like a carabiner or something?
Like a carabiner and like some shoes because you got to climb up there. Or
so it doesn't got to be money. You don't need like a necklace or earrings.
No. But like, do help her like pick out an outfit. You know what I mean? Like little shirt, shorts, and cute little thing to put together. Like just a little something. Like because that little thing will mean so much more.
Yeah, I guess
if it's there. It's tangible.
Unfortunately, flowers and card. Although I still find really romantic flowers and a card. In today's society, they sure seem like they don't bring the same.
They don't have this. No, but if you go outside of the flowers and the card, and like it doesn't have to be like the crazy price. Like I said, get a like I said, if it's a zip line, like, get a little carabiner and like just a little spice of thoughtful.
We got some more that we'll get to on the other side, but real quickly, I will address this as I can relate to it completely. For OSU, would you rather have Nick Rolovich or the, quote, currently unknown to the masses, exciting young OC at a random small school next? You do not. And I repeat, you want nothing to do with Nick Rolovich, okay? I'm not here for politics and the COVID stuff and things like that. Outside of that, you don't want him. Just don't touch it. Wipe your hands clean of that. You're not interested in that, okay? Okay.
I'll let you have that one. It's all you.
Just don't. Okay.
Speaking from experience.
From a man of experience, and I've had Paul Wolf. Okay, like just let it go. When we come back, we'll get into some more free consultation here. There's might be a little room for some more if you want to send those in on the YouTube chat or the fan text line 503-864-6326. But first, we'll toss it to the Big Kahuna with sports.
I hear they got some tasty burgers.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Mariners continue to be red hot. Julio Rodriguez got the scoring started early last night. First inning, 3-run bomb. The Blue Jays would come back to tie it at 3, but then Jorge Polanco, he came up big again, a 3-run shot of his own in the 5th. The Mariners go on to roll the Blue Jays 10-3, taking a 2-0 series lead to Seattle for Game 3 on Wednesday. The Dodgers snatched home field advantage away from the Brewers with a win in Milwaukee last night. Blake Snell with a nice little pitching performance. 8 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. Game 2 coming up this evening, 5:08 on TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. Yoshinobu Yamamoto opposite Freddie Peralta. Coverage on 910 ESPN Portland starts at 4:30. The Ravens releasing cornerback C.J. Gardner-Johnson a week after signing him to their practice squad in what both sides are calling a mutual decision. The Trailblazers preseason continues tonight. They host the Warriors at Moda Center, 7 o'clock tip on K2 2.2 on your antenna or KUNP Xfinity Channel 302. The Blazers are 2.5-point dogs if you are so inclined. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Every time you walk by, your back get a chill. Let's build.
This is round 2 of free consultation. I might be able to squeeze you in if you got any left. 503-864-6326. The YouTube chat. We do this every single Tuesday at 12:15. Let it dictated by you. If we go 2 second, we go 2 second. Outside of that, closing arguments will be next. Finish up and send us on our way. But you can stay right here on Portland Sports Leader, the Fan Sports Network, for the next 8 hours, 7 hours. Have fun. Have fun. That's what we're having, too. We'll continue on this free consultation. Any and all questions welcome, whether it's about your life, sports as well. This is a sports one. Needing help as a Northwest fan to believe the Mariners won't screw this up at home this week. I've seen the Blazers blow Game 7 in West Finals, seen the Ducks screw up the Natty twice, so yeah, hard to believe in another Northwest team. I hear you, my man. I hear you. I went to Game 1 and 2 of a World Series, and my team went 1-1, and we went up 3-1 in that World Series and lost because of a rain delay in Game 7. Been there with you. Born and raised in the Northwest, I know every single thing you're talking about. I know where I was at Game 7 when Shaq points to Kobe after the oop.
The chicken neck.
I know where I'm at.
I've told this story before. There are 2 moments in my sporting fandom life where I have cried.
Yeah.
The Tuck Rule, Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Broke me.
Yeah.
Broke me. I asked my dad, and we didn't have a ton of money, but we were okay at the time, and I was like, if we go to the finals, can we get tickets? And he sat there for a minute, he's like, go see. And so I go fire up AOL. And it takes 10 minutes to get to the Ticketmaster website. And by the time it's finally loaded up, the lead is gone.
Oh, you just turn it off.
And I just walk out of the office. Because what I do is I would go in there, click it, and then walk back into the living room to watch the game. And I'd go back and check it as it loaded up. But I just kept going back and forth. And every time I would go in there and come back out, the lead would go down further. And when Kobe throws that thing to Shaq, tears.
It all became so real.
It was like, oh no.
What I will tell you, I don't know the best way, my friend. I think the best way, it's all about mindset. I'd put yourself, whether it's, your favorite T-shirt or your favorite spot on the couch or your best friends at a bar or somebody's house, I would just put yourself in as positive a situation as possible. Because, yes, it is possible that they lose this. For me, I do not think that is going to happen. I think this pitching staff is outgunned Toronto and will continue to outgun them. I think you have 5 chances to win 2 games. I know anything can happen in baseball, but I feel you. Now, the Mariners winning the World Series, I can't help you there, my friend. That is a whole different question, because even if it's the Brewers or the Dodgers, those are 2 completely different teams that play baseball completely different ways. But hey, you have an identity on how you play baseball. It's good pitching, it's great bullpen, and it's clutch hits when needed. Mm-hmm. And I think you just ride that. I think for teams, like I don't want to say that, or I am not going to say that Oregon has a reputation of blowing natties. But if you want to continue that narrative, talk like that will continue that narrative. The only way you can break it is by having sometimes some blind faith and some blind belief and just, it won't happen again.
Dare I say you have to go 10 toes?
10 toes down, brother.
So you don't coog it.
10 toes down. Let's see. Next one. Do we see the current system changing when it comes to transfer portal and NIL other than potentially the money student athletes can make? Nope. Sure don't.
Nope.
Sure don't.
If anything, I think we're going to get more freedom.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm really interested in what the transfer window looks like this year during the college football playoff.
That's going to be different, but as the NCAA continues to get their ass handed to them in every single court case, until you get a collective bargaining agreement, you're going to get less and less and less and less and less and less restrictions on it.
And if Ryan Day wins another natty this year and has to win a natty while also in the transfer portal, he's going to get real pissy about that, and he's going to start speaking up. And old 2-time natty Ryan Day might get his way in that conversation. I think you start listening to him, right?
No.
No?
No.
Because that's the concern.
There's another one of those out there in Dabo.
Well, no,
Did you listen to him?
No, I don't want to listen to Dabo about transfer portal.
But that's my point.
I've got an opinion on something that I don't use.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, Saban had more power than anybody, and you know what he said? Deuces.
That is fair.
So
that is fair.
That's a runaway train.
Maybe the last one we get to, we'll see. Free consultation question. My wife is notorious for deciding to start talking to me in the car as soon as I turn the music up. Oh, brother, I know where this is going. I'm right.
It's been quiet for 4 minutes, so you go to turn the music on.
We will be driving in silence. A song comes on that I like. I turn it up a little and maybe start quietly singing along, Made me feel like somebody's
And then you get hit with,
me. She will then decide to bring up some kind of conversation. Not just a quick comment, but an extended conversation. What is that about? How do I handle this without getting slapped? My wife drives in silence.
Oh.
Or podcasts when it's just her. When it's us in the car and the kids, it's silent.
Oh.
And I'm trying to turn music on. And the second I do, boom, it's this.
Well, I think we've all been in the relationship with the same person in some form or facet. Because look, I think dude driving down road, we instantly go to let's jam.
Totally. Windows down.
Yeah.
It's 38 degrees and my window's down.
100%.
Blasting some Wu-Tang.
We had one the other day where, we're in the car together and it's pretty quiet because we're in the middle of an argument and listening to yacht rock. And Earth, Wind, and Fire comes on and I start singing along to it. And the song in question that I am singing along to is After the Love Has Gone. And she goes, are you really singing this to me right now?
You're just singing it because you're jamming.
Yeah. But I was like, no,
but
I
she
didn't
thinks
even realize.
She thinks like you willed the gods to put that song on.
Right. And then I went to go change the channel and each of the next 6 were like breakup songs. And I was like, oh my God, this is not going well.
I want to know what love.
It was brutal.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know what it is. I have a great relationship with my wife, and we have great conversations with each other. But she does it to me. I don't know, man. I think I've started to. Ooh, I love this song, and I turn it up a little extra.
Yeah,
and then she'll turn to me and she'll be like, "Can you just down a touch?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, babe, down a touch." And then I just try to rock out, and I think I've tried to build in that when the song hits, baby, like. I gotta listen.
Do you turn it up more than you probably should, so that way when you turn it down, you're right where you want it?
Ding, 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 ding.
You can put it on the board.
Look, it's men don't think out many things. In the you Russ, you were talking about your wife thinking.
I think you could drop the M in that statement.
Well, yeah, you're right. But the idea that we would have
Men
the
don't
foresight
think out anything.
to sing out that song, you sang it out because you were jamming, not because of what was going on. You're just jamming.
Who doesn't want to sing along to Earth, Wind, and Fire?
But the volume thing, that is something that may be a conscious decision because we're like, I know.
I know.
I know you're going to ask me to turn this down, so I'm going to turn this up a little bit louder.
I do it in the home stereo too.
Yeah. That way, when you do, you know you're going to get asked to turn it down.
I know.
But if you turn it up really loud, then the adjustment isn't as bad.
But you can't turn it up too loud because then it's too loud.
Then
and
it's obnoxious.
Way down.
And because if you don't turn it down enough at that point, you get the look or you get some comment, and you're like, fine. And now you're back lower than where you started.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody wants that.
The hardest part for me, and I don't know if this texter deals with it as well, the hardest part for me is that not everybody loves my music in my household. I know my children don't. And the wife puts up with some of it. And so I got to be, if I'm trying to jam out to a song in the car with the wife, I got to be pretty picky about it. I got to be smart. Got to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Because she'll shoot that sucker down real quick if need be.
Gone.
Real quick. All right, that'll do it for final consultation. Sorry if I missed any of yours. I tried to get to as best I could. But we'll do this again next Tuesday at 12:15. Closing arguments is next. We'll get there. Call it a day, wrap up shop, and send you on your way. 105.1 The Fan.
The firm of Harris and Meringue is wrapping up for the day.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled.
Which means it's time for the closing arguments. Brought to you by Leskin Law. One-day divorce mediation. Peace treaties, not war plans. Visit LeskinLaw.com for more information.
You want answers? I want the truth!
On the Fan Sports Network.
You can't handle the truth!
105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
All right, that'll do it for us. Adios.
See you later. Bye.
Coming up on tomorrow's show, give you a little preview. We'll talk a little more. We'll get into a little bit of Ducks. Maybe throw a bow on that situation and kind of just how you recover from a loss like that. We'll have Tyson Alger on at 10:30 for Two Seggies, like we also do. I'm sure he'll have a lot of notes to get through from the game, so you'll want to tune into that. We'll take a look around some other college football stuff and get some NFL things in there as well. Who knows? Maybe baseball gives us something fun tonight. Did I just see Tyrese Halliburton wearing a Dodgers jersey behind my back?
Because they were playing the Bucks and Milwaukee, and so he decided, I'm going to continue to troll the city of Milwaukee because it's been one of the better rivalries over the last 2 years. Is the Bucks and Pacers. There's some real venom there.
Look, this might be perfect for closing arguments because I got a feeling that we will differ on this. Now, we both love Hallie.
Oh, yes.
And he has become kind of a heel in the NBA.
Not kind of. Hallie is the most likable heel out there.
Yes. He is John Cena as a heel. I love Hallie. I don't like this. I don't like this troll.
I love it.
I don't.
Love it.
I think it's just...
Make hatred great again.
I get it, but I think why I don't love it is, and this could be my own ignorance, I didn't understand it when I first saw it. And that's what confuses me, because I see Hallie, who went to Iowa State. I don't know where he's from. Where's he from? Do you know?
I think he's from.
So
he's from Wisconsin.
He went to Iowa State, and he plays in Indianapolis. And so I didn't know.
Yeah, he's from Oshkosh.
Yeah, born in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
born in Wisconsin. Isn't Milwaukee in Wisconsin?
Yes.
Why wouldn't he be a Brewers fan? See, this is why I don't like it.
Because he's leaning all the way in.
This is why I don't like it. He's 10 toes down on turning his back on his home state.
Well, they snubbed him. The Brewers snubbed him. The Brewers were his favorite team.
How did they snub him?
He grew up as a.
You mean the Bucks?
You mean the Bucks or the Brewers?
No, the Brewers.
Okay.
So he grew up a huge Brewers fan, and he was scheduled to throw out the first pitch in 2024, and they canceled his appearance.
Why would you cancel that? Hallie's dope.
Because the Bucks got eliminated from the playoffs. Because Hallie knocked him out.
That to me sounds like the Brewers had it coming.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And a cascade of boos rained down from the stands.
Yeah, and so Hallie went, all right, fine, and gave him the double barrel.
Boo! Don't like that. No.
See, now you like Hallie more, don't
like
you?
that. Oh, yeah, I don't.
See?
I don't think there's any way you're changing my mind.
But I mean, like,
my two favorite players in basketball right now are Tyrese Halliburton and Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Probably,
as long as he comes back from his Achilles, just right. Probably the two future faces of American basketball.
I love Hallie so much, but I saw it. And I didn't care for it. The Cubs one, I was kind of into. The Dodgers one, though, man.
It's because you just don't like the Dodgers. That's what it is.
Well, I think it's just it's sometimes it's a little jarring when I see celebrities that I did not know were fans of that.
I'm sure you love LeBron wearing the Guardians and Indians gear.
I do.
Shocking.
I once went to a baseball.
Shocking.
I once went to a Cleveland Indians baseball that was also attended by LeBron James and a shirtless J.R. Smith.
He was hammered.
Pretty dope.
Hammered.
LeBron did the old Ric Flair too thing. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, see that one you like.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, but Hallie said, my favorite team spurned me. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I mean, that's the real issue here. The real issue here is the Brewers turning their back on Hallie.
Yeah. One of your own, a Wisconsin guy.
Yeah, if there was like a first pitch at an Iowa State basketball game, sort of some ceremonial, tip or something like that. Yeah, you don't spurn Hallie. He's your guy.
That's the thing. He's a Oshkosh, Wisconsin guy.
Where is Oshkosh, Wisconsin? It sounds made up. It sounds like overalls.
I mean, yes.
Well, yeah, that's a literal children's brand.
Literally,
well, I'm aware of the brand. Is the brand made in Wisconsin?
I'm almost certain they are.
Or
I think that's where it came from.
I mean, what's Bagosh? You know, if it's the city of Oshkosh, is Bogosh the city next door? Is this a Minnesota Twin Cities situation?
It's like Oshkosh is on the western shores of Lake Winnebago.
Lake Winnebago? Dude, now you are just making stuff up.
Oshkosh B'gosh, founded in 1895 in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Off the famous banks of Lake Winnebago?
Yes. Looks like not terribly far from Green Bay, and of course the town made famous in the Perfect Strangers Open of Appleton.
There you go.
Dude, Wisconsin feels like...
I think Appleton is where Tyler Harrow's from?
Sure.
I don't mean this as shade, as any way, shape, or form. But sometimes Wisconsin feels to me like me living in the state of Washington and you living in the state of Wisconsin, how are we the same country? You know, this is like I live in Versailles and you live in Munich. Like, how are we in the same country here? Oshkosh next to Lake Winnebago? I am so confused.
I mean, come on now.
I am so confused. And it's not just names. I mean, I'm from the great state of Washington. We got places like Yakima and Tonasket.
Yeah, or
Omak.
Tualatin and Tigard and the Willamette.
Off Couch Street.
Yeah. Look, the Couch one hit with me for a long time.
I mean, when I moved here, I was 11 years old. I mean, I didn't understand it either.
Yeah.
And then I got told it was Cooch, and I went, hee.
Yeah, 100%. Still do.
Still do, huh? You still giggle?
Yeah.
At 40 years old? You're still giggling when you take that exit?
Cooch. Yeah. Fun.
Sometimes it's just that easy.
Fun word to say.
Sometimes it's just that easy.
I'm a simple man.
You know, I've never been to Wisconsin. I think my wife and I have been talking about going.
Oh, dude, Wisconsin's a good time.
I got a good buddy who's from Milwaukee.
I goofed too. It wasn't an Appleton, Wisconsin sign in the Perfect Strangers Open. It's that the one cousin was named Larry Appleton. So yeah,
okay,
I goofed.
I went to there's a huge country music festival that hits in Wisconsin.
Oh boy, I would rather die than that. Absolutely death.
Again, in my early 20s, it was a good time.
Like Bushwhackers style out in Tigard?
Yeah.
Or is that
that's
Tualatin?
That's Tualatin. But yeah, it was that outdoors, and there was a lot of talent. A lot of talent out there in Wisconsin. I'll just say that.
Well, everybody's drinking.
It was a good old time. Definitely had the old Coors Light cardboard hat, cowboy hat going.
Made out of the 30 bomb.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was one of those kind of events. Good time.
Boy, I've seen so many bush lights of those.
Uh-huh.
So many bush lights of those.
My buddy was actually really good at actually making it into a really shaped one.
He got drunk, made one. Some girl thought it was awesome, and now he sells them on the corner for $5 on a Friday night.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But I mean, to get the cases, I guess I gotta drink all this beer.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, and I'm in Wisconsin, so who cares? So who cares, right? Right. What a day. What a day. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation. Peace treaties, not war plans. That'll do it for us. Thank you for hanging out with us on a Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow from 10 to 1, as we always are. Just trying to steal time from everybody else.
Hey, what time?
We'll be here tomorrow from 10 to 1. Blazers tonight, so check that out. And a little bit of baseball. For Danny Morang, Jeff Fruston, I see Brandon in the shadows back there. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.